McMinnville Moving and Storage has been trusted for over 60 years. Licensed, insured, and offering free quotes. Visit us at McMinnvilleMoving.com today. McMinnville Moving and Storage. Moving your past to your future.
In the Main Street Journal news, Warren County High School's class of 2025 earned an impressive $121,200 in local scholarships during Scholarship Night. Seniors were honored for academic excellence, leadership, and character with awards presented by universities and memorials recognizing beloved community members. Students received support from local families, organizations, and businesses. Valerie Esparza stood out with a full ride to Amherst College. The evening reflected the students' hard work and the community's commitment to higher education. Main Street McMinnville secured a $300,000 state grant which funded facade improvements, and with leftover funds, 5 new picnic tables, including one ADA accessible, have been added around Court Square. 5 were installed Tuesday by Parks and Recreation. Executive Director Jennifer Flatt-Meredith says 5 more benches and trash cans will be added along Main Street, Morford, and Spring Streets. For more, subscribe to www.mainstreetjournal.llc. With the news, I'm Justin Reed.
Ascension St. Thomas River Park is here to listen to you because caring for you is our #1 priority. Ascension care teams start by understanding you, your health, and your life to deliver care that's right for you. Now offering cardiac CT angiography services, a non-invasive cardiac exam that looks at the blood vessels that supply blood to the heart and can detect if plaque has narrowed the coronary arteries. The compassionate, personalized care you've come to expect is right here in McMinnville. We're more than just a hospital, ER, and a clinic. We want to give you hope, health, and strength.
Rain chances decrease tonight with patchy fog developing late. Overnight lows will be around 59 degrees. Thursday will be partly sunny skies with a high near 76 and a 60% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms throughout the day. Fun fact, when you hear there's a 60% chance of rain, it doesn't mean 60% of your area will get wet. It means there's 60% chance that rain will fall somewhere in the forecast area. Meteorologists use data from satellites, radar, and computer models to calculate these odds. Keep shining. This is Tisha with your weather.
Don't stop. Keep dancing. Move to the beat. Dance all night.
Hello, welcome to the Warren County Sports Authority here on WBMC 97.7 FM. We're joined, as always, by Trev.
What's up, man?
Coach Sullins.
What's up?
And wait a second.
We got a guest.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Keep panning over.
Oh,
Whoa.
hi.
Justin Reed.
Where'd this guy come from?
Oh, this isn't my new show either?
Oh.
This is not.
I've got a new show on
Did
this
we get
station.
canceled?
Did we get canceled?
I don't know.
Kicked off Wednesday night.
We knew it eventually was going to happen.
They heard us Monday morning and said, no more.
Get him out.
The problem is you called this a sports authority, and I know nothing about sports, so I really hope this isn't my time slot because this ain't going to go over well, boys.
I knew you were usually pretty busy on Wednesday night.
You're telling me. I had to pull some strings just to get over here. I got to get out the church house.
Oh, okay, I understand. Hey, tell us a little. Give us a minute sale pitch on the good news that's coming.
Are you tired of all the negativity going around in the news? When that guy says in the news, he talks about all sorts of negative stuff. He says with the news, I'm just. You tired of that?
I'm tired of that guy.
Tired of that.
No more.
That, not that guy.
I'm tired of that.
Some people are tired of that guy too. No more. Friday, not Wednesday. Friday at 10 a.m. And we love it so much, we'll replay it at 5, an hour of the good news with Justin Reed. Positive stories that may even bring a tear to your eye.
So I'm guessing instead of locally hated, it'll say locally loved on this shirt. Yeah, locally
You never
loved.
know.
I like it.
You never know.
Print the T-shirt.
Huh? Brother love here.
Say,
you know what I mean?
if it shows up in the studio, it might just get once. Anyway, so enjoy the show, but I'm glad this is not my show.
Well, we can't wait to listen to the good news.
Yeah, we want to listen to
Friday
the good news,
at
man.
10 and 5.
I'm gonna cut off OT so I can make sure that I can get right into on Friday. I can't be going into OT on top of the good news
anymore.
No,
I mean,
man.
you and your dad might want to do some good news with me.
Dad would bring.
I was
us
going to say,
good
Dad's
news.
more probably than you.
Yeah.
I after what I wrote today, I think I dabble in controversial or bad news more.
Bad news.
But the good news
I swim in those waters.
The good news, and I'll let you guys do the show. Yeah. We're also going to be sharing these stories in the journal.
Oh, okay.
So
I
you'll be
noticed
able
that
to-
today.
There we go.
They were out there. I read every one of them. I liked
So
it.
we're working on it, you know.
I appreciate it, man. We're looking forward to the good news on Friday,
good
10 a.m. WBMC.
Brother Love. I like it.
Y'all break a leg, and I'm excited to hear what's coming up.
Appreciate it.
Well, that was the last you're going to hear a professional radio voice. The Warren County Sports Authority. Which, hey, you know what the Warren County Sports Authority is powered by?
Ready Brown Ford.
Reddit Brown Ford.
Vroom, vroom,
Power
baby.
stroke power.
We get power stroke power. Get ready. Hey, where they had to take a short drive on, Trev?
Highway 55.
Oh, 55, man. You can get the best prices, the best selection, Ford, cars, trucks, and SUVs.
They got it all.
Yeah, man. We love our sponsors.
We love the checker flag up there. Red.
yeah, man. We're all that. Hey, the guy. This guy. He just he's crashed every set this week.
Party.
Hey. All right.
Yeah, I think.
You know he's got to be pretty special if we let him walk in the door. You know what I'm saying? Huh?
Hey, man, hot take. He might have been the best part of a couple shows this week.
There have been a lot of people that want to get in that seat, and he just
He just
Sit down.
yeah.
owned it, and he was ready on that
Yes.
pitch
Yeah,
too.
he was.
He knows the pitch.
Yeah.
You know who he beat to the punch?
Who's that?
Raven.
Raven.
I did-
Is that hard to do?
he was on our show before Raven.
I guess so. All you gotta do is get. I guess all you gotta get is a different show than
Different
Town
show?
Talk, and then all of a sudden you can be on. If you're on Town Talk, nope. Sorry. Wow, man.
Well, that ought to go over well.
Yeah, I'm sure Raven's gonna love that.
it's gonna go over well in a second.
As if the rivalry wasn't.
I'm waiting for the text.
We had kind of quietened down for a couple of weeks, and then all of a sudden.
I didn't like it.
Fired it back
Too
up.
quiet.
Well, hey, give us some good news, Trev, because we're going to start this a little bit different. Usually we go into the last week rewind, but we want to save that for the second block. So I'm going to tee you up for Trev's TNT Power Broker of the Week, sponsored by Napa McMinnville. Hey, and from now until the end of May, Napa McMinnville would like to let everybody know about their Milwaukee Power Tools.
Hey.
Love it.
For example, they have the M18 Milwaukee String Trimmer Kit that you can get a free quick lock attachment. Napa also has blowers and chainsaws. Need outdoor Milwaukee battery power? Think of Napa McMinnville store on Burstby Highway, Napa McMinnville, 236 Burstby Highway. See our guy Thomas. Tell him the Sports Authority crew sent you. I think he said he'd do some deals for people that like me and Trev.
I may.
I don't know about Sullins.
No, I got no. He did ask me if I had something this week that I mentioned as far as Milwaukee.
I need to
picture.
go over there. I've been looking at a Milwaukee weed eater, and
Go over and get you
Yeah.
one. Hey, once you go Milwaukee
That's-
battery power weed eater, you're never pulling that.
that's what A-Dub said. He
Exactly.
said, man,
Just
he
get
said,
you a
"That's
couple
the move."
batteries, son. It's smooth.
Well, there you go.
Hey, Power Broker, I'm gonna double dip this week. I'm gonna
Double
go
dips?
Double dip.
two with two track athletes.
I think I like this idea.
Luke Saldana in shot put and Emma Woodley in the 3200.
Yes.
So they state qualify. Congrats to them.
Hey,
Good job, Drew.
I really like those. Talk to Coach Willem. Guy, he's a dude.
He's a dude.
He's a dude.
He's a dude.
Hey, and by the way, he's doing a great job because we're going to get into the topic
Yes.
a little bit.
Yes.
That I asked him. I was like, "What would you?" I was like, "How do you send 21 kids to sectionals when you don't even have a track to practice on?" And I think he didn't want to take the bait. He's like, "Come on, man."
Yeah,
he knew.
You can't do that.
He said, "Hey, we do it in unorthodox ways, man." But the one that Woodley, I mean, of course, Saldana we've known. He went to state last year.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of expected him to go to state this year. Now his dad gave us a little bit of hot.
His dad said, "Hey,
yeah, which we'll get to. We'll get to that in the.
we're coming to that, Mr. Saldana."
Yeah, Mr. Saldana, we'll get
Hold
there
on.
because get back in that Ben Lomond Connect message board for us. Which hey, but look at that, Drew Walker just popped up on
There
the
we
Ben
go.
Lomond
Boy,
Connect
Drew,
message boards.
little upset
Sullins is
you-
right on the Milwaukee Weed Eater.
Hey, exactly. Hey,
I need to get in on
People
that.
know, but Woodley, unorthodox in the sense that 1600 was her thing all year.
Double
And
down.
then they kind of just were like, hey, let's refocus, and because she didn't qualify in the 1600, she got 7th. Had to meet top 4. So hey, why don't you focus in on this 3200? You qualified. Yeah. She qualified out of the seeding times of the 16. I think she was like 13th.
Hey.
She ended up finishing 4th.
Oh,
So I mean, and a freshman who's already the school record holder in the 5K. So
Power Broker.
Woodley using some Milwaukee power. Or something.
something. Hey, she's powered by Red
Yeah,
Brown
absolutely.
Ford.
Power stroke power, coach.
We're everywhere, man. But no, hey, those are
Good job,
good
Trey.
job.
Yeah,
Trev.
appreciate
Man,
that.
Way to be keeping up with the latest
Yeah.
news. Where'd you even read about that?
The Main Street Journal, and it did pop up on the Warren County Sports app.
Oh,
so
there you go.
I'm gonna give double credit.
Double credit.
Yeah, we doubled it both times,
yeah,
right?
Hey, credit where credit's due.
Yep.
Appreciate that. Hey, when credit where credit's due, Napa McMinnville for the Trevs TNT Power Broker of the Week. And we're going to get to the last week rewind after the break because, like I said, there was a topic we threw out last week that I think we needed to we've vetted. Had a lot of comments on.
It elicited some thought process this week.
A lot of thought process. So we're going to take an early quick break here so we can get right back into it. But again, we are listening to the Warren County Sports Authority radio show here on WBMC 97.7 FM and Warren County Sports Authority, powered by Reddit Brown Ford. We'll be back after the break.
At Redmond's Carpet, they offer a wide range of flooring options to suit your needs. Whether you prefer the softness of carpet, the durability of hardwood, the versatility of tile, or the affordability of vinyl, we've got you covered. We also offer luxury in vinyl plank LVP for those who want the look of hardwood with added durability. Serving McMinnville since 1969, Redmond's Carpet, 2512 Old Nashville Highway. Call them at 931-668-4900 for your next flooring option. Redmond's Carpet.
Douglas and Lanier, that's where I choose to be. Douglas and Lanier, that's the agency for me.
For rock-solid insurance coverage or sound financial planning for my family's future, Douglas and Lanier is where I choose to call home.
Call Douglas and Lanier, your local Erie agents, at 811 Faulkner Springs Road, McMinnville, at 931-474-0044.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh made-to-order meal or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
Brian Kell here to talk about Ben Lomond Connect's managed IT. We need to
tell them about how we can set up a robust network.
Okay, Michael Lawrence. We also
need to talk to them about how we can do security awareness training.
I was going to mention that.
Also, folks need to understand that cloud backup is essential.
At Ben Lomond Connect,
we can handle all your IT needs or just a case-by-case basis.
I think you've said it all.
Great. For more information on Ben Lomond's managed IT service, go to benlomondconnect.com or call your local office.
Who manages you?
Oh, why won't this work?
Don't lose your cool. Call Black's Heating and Air for a preseason check-in service on your central air conditioning system. It can increase the life and dependability of your unit while reducing the chances of a very sticky situation.
Unbelievable!
Get that air conditioner checked now.
This is Benny Black.
And this is Seth Black with Black's Heating and Air.
Call today, 931-668-0785.
Benny's slogan at Black's Heating and Air is, once you've had black, you won't go back.
Mention this ad and you can get a discount.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors Dale or Chris at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
Hello and welcome back to the Warren County Sports Authority radio show here on WBMC 97.7 FM. Sports Authority powered by Reddit Brown Ford. Man, you gotta get into the rhythm, man.
Yeah, one thing I don't have is rhythm. I can promise you that.
Probably not our strongest suit here.
You don't win any dance contest?
No.
Little dance off or something, Trail?
Yeah. No, maybe not.
Promise you, I'm not. That's a guarantee.
Hey, I'm not gonna. We're not even gonna broach the topic there. I'm out on it. I'm good to go.
Guarantee.
Stamp it. Stamp it. It's guaranteed.
Seal it. Notarize it.
It's done. All I know, if I keep going down that line with Trev, it's going to make me look like a jerk. So I'm good. We've been there before. Hey, you know what we can do for people, though, that not make us look like jerks, but make us look like great guys?
Tell them.
We can give them Mud Bum's $15 gift certificate. We're looking for that Hot Wings hot take. Yep. Hey, we're looking for the best. We're looking for the best commentator, because now we got two different things. We got the Mud Bum's Hot Wings hot take, but we'll give you $15 in the comment section. But with the comment sections, Ben Lomond Connect, man, Ben Lomond Connect message board. We do that. We do that now, Trev.
Yep.
And the Ben Lomond Connect message board from now until May 31st. Get a free smoke, heat, and CO detector with your new Ben Lomond security system and almost $200 value. For more information or get a free layout and quote, call your BLC office, local BLC office, or go to benlomondconnect.com, license number 1560. Drew Walker has taken an early lead in the Ben Lomond.
He's up 1-0.
You think can we do that for 1 week? Let's just see who comments the most.
The most.
If we do, Rob Nunley's going to get in here and he's going to.
Yeah.
I was trying to check, and as much as I was thinking about checking with the higher ups,
yeah,
I just want to check. I think I just check this with Brett.
Okay.
And just ask Brett, hey,
who's using it?
Who are you restricting from winning?
Right.
Because, I mean, we might WBMC say, hey, look, Rob can't win. He works for Main Street Media. But if Brett, who gives away the gift card, says, hey, Rob can win, then I think Rob can win.
Because Brett's a businessman. He might say, we give Rob 15, he's going to spend 75.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Brett knows.
Yeah, the math works.
Yeah. Well, Shay Taylor's got the eyeballs ready. He's sitting here. I think he's ready. And the Ben Lomond Connect message board, he's looking for the Bub Bums gift card. Which, hey, we can always throw a hot take out there. Ryan Williams says, "Don't ask Brett that who can win the gift card." You know what, Ryan? You're right. I'll just make that decision myself. Yeah. Ryan Williams you're eligible. Shay's eligible. I'm making Rob Nunley eligible to win.
Yes.
But no one tell him.
No,
he's gonna have to come. He's gonna have to come in on his own.
He's gonna listen back. Like he's gonna have to miss, and he's gonna be like, "Dang it!
Yeah,
$15, man.
I won that, man.
I had wings." All right. Well, hey, we are going to jump into the last week rewind, and we haven't really done. We're already through that.
Yeah, it's weird when we do multiple shows like in a week.
Yeah,
it's like what? Like what do we?
Well, I think one Sullen's prediction. We want to do see in the future on this one, but Sullen said yesterday, "Oh, there's no way." This is where Simmons says is just going to toast us.
Yeah,
we found out that I think our audience is ready for us in the afternoon, maybe not so much in the morning.
Sullins was wrong. I feel pretty good. Even though I had a great time.
Yeah. Oh, well, we had a great time. Hey, anytime MT.
Yeah, MT.
Matt Turner. I will encourage people really to go back. If you didn't watch, go back and watch that one because even if you just want to zoom right into when Matt just starts talking.
Yeah.
Go ahead, because it was really nice to see Matt Turner back out and talking and being out in public and getting his flowers a little bit from the callers, Don Wanamaker.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Calling, but hey, we're gonna do the last week rewind, sponsored by Chris Spring Fireworks. Fireworks season is just around the corner, and Chris Springs Fireworks is ready in season or in off season. They're open year round.
They do it all.
Yeah, well, let's be honest. Fireworks. I mean, everybody thinks it's just 4th of July, maybe
New Year's.
Yeah,
I think you should be able to shoot fireworks just any time. Hey, Trev decides, hey, I want to go out Thursday night and just tear up the community. Just let them fly. Let them fly.
Can you do it in the county?
That's what I'm asking.
In the county,
yeah. The city, I think there's some ordinances.
They would.
But I mean,
they would show up quick.
Really?
You're gonna end up county power acting the fireworks in the county if you start shooting them every night, Solids.
Yeah, I mean,
but do you not think
if you did one, okay?
Wouldn't you like to see some at graduation? Let's be real.
Yeah,
I'd like to see.
That needs to happen.
Let's just see some fly off at graduation.
Hey, it's Chris.
He's
on the school board.
Absolutely, the kid walks across stage. Let's let him fly.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
Huh?
Yeah. Well, hey, not only do they have the top kinds of fireworks, but they also carry a wider range of gender reveal items, so you can get those wedding sparklers, which are year round, and just in time for graduation season. Confetti cannons.
I like the confetti cannons.
So as they throw their hats up, some fireworks go off in the background.
And then some confetti.
Brent Carden's up at on the
Which
hill.
we have
It gets an
verified
awesome picture.
they can throw throw the hat.
Oh, there was somebody that actually
Yeah,
maybe
some-
put it out like in we're like the media and we actually tell the truth. And they try to. And then there's some people just flat out just get things
Whatever,
wrong,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They just put it out there.
Yeah, but no.
Like it's its own chatter page or something. I
Now,
don't know.
now all of a sudden, I think Travis hit into like a big time business for both, Brent Carden and Jeff Griffin,
Yeah.
and I think we had a photographer on Town Talk. Who was on Town Talk this morning?
That is a good question.
You were here, man.
Okay.
My man was asleep back there.
Okay, I love it. Okay.
I'm so glad that I just put you out there. on that one.
Hey, that was 6 hours ago.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Well, you can't
I've had a nap since then.
That's 3 Red Bulls and who knows how many Marlboros since.
I love it.
man.
Hey, I'm working on that Winston sponsorship,
my bad.
Trev. Come on
Great
now.
job. Great job there, Colin. All right. Well, on the last week rewind, the biggest thing that we hit on, and I think uncovered, was a number.
Yeah.
Pretty significant number.
Yeah.
Right about 8-figure number. You remember what it was?
It was either 23 or 24 somewhere in the
23 or 24
million.
Yeah.
And the millions.
And we have we have the saying on the Sports Authority. It says it on our progress. Prove us wrong. We'll wait.
We'll wait.
We waited.
I've been waiting.
I haven't heard anybody tell us wrong. So
it's because it's right.
Yeah. So yesterday we forgot when the big man got so hungry he started talking about eating horses. Hey, we didn't know. Man, I thought we got rid of not OJ.
Not OJ's made a return.
Connor, block that guy. We're tired of that guy.
He's unblockable.
All right, but 23, and then we started hearing.
Yep.
That people started seeing that number. So let me. That was the big topic from last week. So let's bring it into this week, and I'm going to ask you really quickly because I know you got a lot more to say about this, but I'm going to throw this one out here. We heard about everybody wants the track.
Yes,
and I think we're going to make we are going to make that happen. But I think that's going to happen.
Community,
the community, the collective Warren County.
I think the school system's going to make that
that
happen
we
with the 23 to 24.
Yeah, and probably some with a little assist from maybe like the Rotary Club and stuff like that. But I think that's going to happen. But the track, we heard about tennis courts. Football stadium we've heard about at the high school. All those 3 things happening at the high school. There was a soccer stadium that was on that proposal at one point too. As we very well knew we would hear. What about the West Gym?
Yeah, West Gym came in.
West Gym. So the West Gym comments started coming out. Then I heard another one last week that was kind of a little bit of a curveball. Wasn't ready for this one. Said, hey, we need another softball field because what happened last week or in the last couple of weeks was once the city started playing on their fields and the high school was playing on the softball field, the middle school team, which I think was 17-2,
had a pretty good year.
It had a really good regular season. Had like a week where they couldn't practice because there was no field for them to go onto, and then all of a sudden they get into the tournament and they get upset, and it's like, maybe if they could have practiced for an extra week. So now this question was like, well, what if we built a middle school? So I'm going to ask y'all, if with no price tag attached, which one of those should be like a top 3 prioritized plan? Because we're the sports. There's a lot of people that are going to say spend that money on anything but sports.
Yeah.
But it's in the title, as Sullins likes to say.
Yeah.
Warren County Sports Story. So, if we use those 5 to 6 things, soccer field, football stadium, track at the high school, tennis courts at the high school, West Gym, and a softball field for the middle school, where would y'all priorities lie 1 through 3?
I'm going to go track 1.
Track 1.
Tennis courts 2. Middle school softball field 3.
Okay. Sullins?
So we only get 3.
You only get 3. You have to make it 3.
Just want to make sure.
I mean, it's not all those could be worthy. I'm just saying
tracks 1.
Tracks 1.
Tracks 1.
Okay.
I'm going football field 2.
Okay.
Number 3, I'm going middle school softball.
Yep. See, I think I'm right. Track's obviously number 1 to me.
I think it's number 1.
I think track's going to win this one every single time if you put it in there. And again, if you want, hey, we got the Ben Lomond Connect message board. If you got another project that you think's worthy, hit us up right now.
The track and the tennis courts may go hand in hand. Like if they maybe, I'm just saying.
Well, here's what concerns me a little bit about the tennis courts.
Go ahead.
we talked about this last week, and I had some people ask me, said, how are you telling us that the school system's budget is their own money? Well, there was an answer last week given by Chad Graves that tells you that it's their own money. Mm-hmm. Chad Graves made the comment that the Warren County school system helped with the tennis courts. The school system said, we're going to take our money and we're going to give it to a public project.
Yep.
Correct?
That's what he said in the
So
comments.
if you think about that, that kind of tells you they didn't go in front of the county commission or anything like that to make that happen. Mm-hmm. Now, I know why they did that, because they need tennis courts for their kids to play. My concern about getting tennis courts, and I'm not knocking the tennis deal, but I think this would be a legitimate argument. Why did our school system decide to put money into tennis courts over at the Milner Center?
That's true.
I think that when in a couple years you could have just built them anyway. That's kind of a double-edged sword in my opinion. Mm-hmm. If Trevor's going to basically take somebody else's home and we're going to renovate it for in 2 years where Trevor's going to say, I'm going to build my own house, that doesn't – the common sense there to me didn't make a lot of sense. I understand why they did it, but in my opinion, when they did do that, it pushes the tennis courts back a step. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. I would agree with everything that you're saying there, like you said, because the moment you started putting money into a different tennis court thing, then you really are going to have to let that – you're going to have to get your money's worth of those courts before you start getting new courts. Track's obvious to me. The track one, it pops up, and again, we're not saying this is what they're going to do. We're saying that this is, as the sports authority, what we would prioritize, because we think that there's a little bit of money in the coffers that they could maybe come up with. Mm-hmm. The track's the easiest one. We don't have one. Well, need a working track in this county.
You brought, when you say we don't have one, I talked to I'll make no bones. I talked to Danny Fish today. We just had a conversation, okay? Mm-hmm. And he talked about going to the, I guess, are we going to call it the sectionals yesterday? The track meet would be the sectional.
Yes, the sectional.
So he goes and watches Devin and Reno jump.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked him the same question that I asked you guys last week. How do you practice, Danny? How do those guys practice? He gave a shout out to Coach Wilhelm as far as, hey, he does a remarkable job of trying to make it work. But he also said they really don't. They can't. Mm-hmm. And then he also brought up a comment, there's as many track athletes as there are football athletes.
Yeah.
They've got over 50 athletes. It would be probably the first or second largest team in the school.
Probably. Yeah.
I think it'd be more
when
than
you count the boys and girls.
Absolutely. Yeah. So that's something that really needs to be thought about. And there is no way that those kids can fully function at the highest ability that they could be, because they're not able to do that.
Yeah.
Saldana, I'll let you describe it, but he made a great comment last week about this.
And we'll come back with that after the break. We're going to take a quick break on the Warren County Sports Authority here on WBMC 97.7 FM, Reddit Brown Ford, powering the Warren County Sports Authority. We'll be right back.
Ooh, yeah. Well, all right, we're jamming. I wanna jam it with you.
Talk Radio, WBMC News is next.
Planning an auction? Count on the Get It Done Auction Company, the Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company. In business since 1991, they specialize in residential and commercial real estate with emphasis on farms and land. They can help you with estate settlements, business liquidations, and farm dispersals, including land, livestock, and equipment. Donald Hillis Realty and Auction Company, representing more and more families in estate auctions each and every day. Call 473-7774 or visit DonaldHillisRealty.com. Firm 2273.
In the Main Street Journal news, Warren County High School's class of 2025 earned an impressive $121,200 in local scholarships during Scholarship Night. Seniors were honored for academic excellence, leadership, and character with awards presented by universities and memorials recognizing beloved community members. Students received support from local families, organizations, and businesses. Valerie Esparza stood out with a full ride to Amherst College. The evening reflected the students' hard work and the community's commitment to higher education. Main Street McMinnville secured a $300,000 state grant which funded facade improvements, and with leftover funds, 5 new picnic tables, including one ADA accessible, have been added around Court Square. 5 were installed Tuesday by Parks and Recreation. Executive Director Jennifer Flatt-Meredith says 5 more benches and trash cans will be added along Main Street, Morford, and Spring Streets. For more, subscribe to www.mainstreetjournal.llc. With the news, I'm Justin Reed.
Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal. Main Street Journal.
From local sports with Jeff Simmons to breaking stories from editor-in-chief Rob Nunley, MainStreetJournal.llc brings you sports, local government, schools, events, and business news. It's the best team of journalists in town, and they're just a click away. Subscribe now at MainStreetJournal.llc.
Rain chances decrease tonight with patchy fog developing late. Overnight lows will be around 59 degrees. Thursday will be partly sunny skies with a high near 76 and a 60% chance of showers and possible thunderstorms throughout the day. Fun fact, when you hear there's a 60% chance of rain, it doesn't mean 60% of your area will get wet. It means there's 60% chance that rain will fall somewhere in the forecast area. Meteorologists use data from satellites, radar, and computer models to calculate these odds. Keep shining. This is Tisha with your weather.
Hello and welcome back to the Warren County Sports Authority radio show powered by Reddit Brown Ford. Hey, Chris is giving out the number, which means somebody's asking about calling. Hey, you want to call the Warren County Sports Authority radio show, you can call it at 473-9383 and get your comments in. And go. We might have to get our comments ready. We were talking before the break about the track. And again, we had y'all list y'all's top 3, which Trev, you said track, tennis, and softball field.
Yeah.
Softball. Sullins, you said track, football, softball.
Yeah.
I would say track. The only thing that I have with I would probably bump up softball too, just because there's not really a softball field for them.
Okay.
But I just don't know where you would put it at the middle school because it kind of goes back to what our friend Mr. Saldana, who has jumped into the Ben Lomond
Thank you, Mr. Saldana.
That he pointed out last week, which was when we were talking about how you have this whole plan for all this stuff, and he noticed something about how much we pay attention to track in Warren County sometimes, and he sent a aerial shot from the middle school where they used to have a shot put and discus ring and a little bit of area back there where you could throw. I think he called it, in fact, called it a throwing vector. But he said, here's my shot put and discus ring. They thought so much of throwing that they built a playground in the middle of our throwing vector. Warren County has one all-state shot putter, and if you think he got there using these facilities, you are crazy. He's not wrong.
That's a great take.
That's
your take right there, boys.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong at all. I mean, he's not wrong at all. And I think, in fact, even on that post, he took a really big lead in the potential Bums Hot Wings hot take on there because it's not. But the problem is, it's not a hot take. It's the right take.
It's just the truth.
Yeah, you went and built a playground right in the middle of where you would have been trying to throw shot put and discus, and Luke Saldana is now a two-time shot put.
Double dip.
I mean, he's going to represent Warren. Warren County is going to be represented at the state tournament again by a kid that he can't.
Can't practice.
You put a playground where he wanted to practice.
And I know we're not talking about this, but I was sitting here thinking about it. Why is there a playground at the middle school? None of them. Like, what age group is going to recess?
I actually think
saying the monkey bars is not something like
I asked this week, and I think somebody told me that they have a daycare operating back there. So I think I think that's where it came into. But again, I got to your point.
So think about that, the daycare. So they're walking them down that treacherous. It's kind of like Jeff's driveway.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We wouldn't let kids walk down Jeff's driveway.
No. Well, I don't. I mean, that was what I was told. I don't know, but I think that was the original plans of it. I don't know. I mean, and someone would probably come back and be, it's not a playground, it's a training facility for something, and I'll be like,
well, it's dang sure not a training facility for track. I can promise you.
Training facility for toddlers.
Yeah. So,
But Mr. Saldana, like I said, I mean, I talked to Coach Fish today, and they're not saying anything that's out of the way. They're saying if you've got a track team, these are the things that you have to have, and our student athletes don't have them readily available.
Yeah. No.
I think it was brought up, and correct me if I'm wrong, we've had a long jump champ in the last couple years, correct?
Allie Benanke was a 2-time long jump champ. Or not long, high jump champ. My apologies. And now she's all OVC at Tennessee Tech.
Now, when you say that, she actually co-op from DeKalb County.
Yes.
And you know where she went and practiced?
Where?
She went to Cookeville. Kind of tells you how there's a lot of effort that was put into that. I would say this. I think we've got, like in DeKalb or Warren County, there's a banner that hangs with her name.
Yep.
Correct?
Charlie Dalton Gym.
I tell you what, instead of maybe money for the banner next time, maybe give her somewhere she could practice. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe.
Danny Fish is in the Ben Lomond message board correcting us and telling us it's high jump. We figured that one out, and he said, confirmed.
My bad, it was high jump.
She drove to Cookeville to practice.
Yeah. So
and now she's in Cookeville, being an all OVC athlete, and again, somebody that we can lift up. That girl is going to be in the Warren County Sports Hall of Fame. I know, granted, she went to DeKalb County, but she represented Warren County. Warren County. She's going to be in the Warren County Sports Hall of Fame sometime, and she's going to look around and be like, "Oh yeah, I remember this place." Not really that much though, because I went to school in DeKalb County, and I trained, and I had to train in Cookeville.
And they didn't have any meets here, obviously. So
and I think that something that just keeps being overlooked is we just don't realize how many student athletes from Warren County High School are involved in the track. With the track team, with boys and girls both. And then you got a middle school team doing this, with their track athletes.
Yeah.
It's just 40, something that I think that track is the first thing you have to do for everybody that is going to be involved in the high school, the middle school, all our student athletes all over this community.
Would it surprise you to know that as you say that and about the middle school, would it surprise you to know that we have a pretty successful middle school track program?
No.
You know how successful they are? How many times in a row do you think that the Warren County middle school track teams won the Central Tennessee Conference Championship in boys?
4.
3. They'll be trying to go for 4 this week. How many times do you think the girls have won it in a row?
3.
2. They're going for 3 this week. You know that Shay Taylor's in the comment. He can tell you right now. We had he's in the Ben Lomond Connect message board comments.
Thank you, Taylor.
Hey, he can tell you right now. Guess what we had happen just this week? We had middle school people in sectionals. So we have kids that are starring in track. Give them a track.
Build a track.
Stacey
with
D,
the 23 to 24 meal.
The Ben Lomond Connect message board. Stacey D asked, "When are we starting to build a track? Hey, when are you going to come pick up your Mud Bums gift card that you won?"
I bet
back and forth.
I bet it gets picked up before we start building a track. What do you think?
Yeah.
Hopefully so. I don't know. I really do think that there is a. Do you want to see? Is the see in the future off the Sullins rant of the week, or do you want to?
I think we did.
One needs to come before the other.
I think we need one coach come before.
Okay.
Here's something when I was talking to Coach Fish today, and I'll ask Trev this, because track when we were in high school, we did have a 6-lane track. It was you couldn't. We did hold meets there. You couldn't hold state meets or anything. Mm-hmm. But would you have more if we got 50 to 60 young men, young ladies that are competing in track? If you had a track at the high school, do you think that number goes up?
Yeah, for sure.
I think it does.
Because I mean, let's be honest. We just talked about a young lady who had to drive back and forth to Cookeville. There's probably some athletes that are not a part of track because they don't have the means or the ability to go somewhere to practice. So if that was at the high school or even at least in the county, they could maybe make that happen. So I think the number definitely goes up if you build a facility.
Yep, and I think that you would start seeing, as we've already seen, we send people to state almost every single year in track. I think you'd start seeing more and more. I mean, we had 21 people in sectionals Tuesday.
Crazy.
I think that when I was talking to Coach Fish today, he talked about it. I don't think that he wanted Devin or thought that Devin and Keaton Reno were going to be 7'2" high jumpers and win the state.
Mm-hmm.
What he thought it would do, it would help them as far as with the explosion.
Mm-hmm.
It would give them a alternative sport where they could kind of free their minds a little bit, maybe have a little fun with it.
Turn basketball off for a
Turn
minute.
it off for a little bit. I thought that was probably a good avenue to look at.
Yeah.
But I also think it allows you to condition your athletes in ways that you're probably not able to condition them now. A
guy like Matt Turner has said that for years. He wanted to have a great track program. It helps a good
Coach
football
Ballou
program.
would say the same thing. I mean, you're able to put them out there and see how that benefits not only the track team, but it benefits all your all your athletic programs.
Yeah, I think that it's a feeder on that. And again, like I said, you're talking about all the things that could do if everybody could actually participate in it. And let's be honest, we can't. Stephanie Rippey in the Ben Lomond Cadet message board says we take our daughter to Smyrna to train for hurdles. You cannot train for hurdles on a track that is asphalt. Cannot. And also, Miss Rippey, can you confirm for me how many actual hurdles do we have? Because I've heard that number is in the single digits. So I don't even know if you could train two different people on it or even try to race them at the same time.
They got 3.
Basically, as she jumps a hurdle, you got to run and put it in the, you know what I mean? Put it in front.
And Danny Fish says all the other kids in the high jump yesterday were Oakland, Siegel, and Riverdale football guys. Go figure there. And we say, hey, and I know what we're saying is we're not saying we're going to guarantee champions if this happens.
No.
But do you think that maybe Keaton Reno would have added 2 more inches to his high jump? Because that's what he missed going to state by.
Well,
he might have done that.
Danny was talking about that. I mean, high jump is going to be something you got to work on your form.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what I was gathering with Keaton and Devin, their form basically is whatever they do when they show up at the track meet. They're
watching the other guys.
They're watching other guys. And I'm not saying that you're going to have somebody that's going to specialize. We're going to hire a coach that's going to specialize just in high jump.
Mm-hmm.
But it's giving a young man or young lady an opportunity to build on that skill. It's almost like saying this: hey, I shoot the 3 well, but I've got to travel to Smyrna to do it. You know what I mean? We got to get in the car every day. Because, what have we said the last couple of weeks? Miss Rippey just said it. Her daughter, they're traveling to Smyrna.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everybody knows how big of a basketball fan I am. Yep. So that basketball game on Friday night's the most important sporting event. Her daughter's sporting event is the most important sporting event for her and that young lady.
Yep.
So you've got to start understanding those things. And Coach Fish, he and I talked about it. And when you looked at some of the pictures, look at the facility they're doing this.
Oh yeah.
Competitions where they're doing them at. Mm-hmm. We're behind. You got to catch up a little bit.
Yep. Okay, well, we're going to take another break here on the radio portion of the Warren County Sports Authority radio show here on 97.7 FM. Warren County Sports Authority is powered by Reddit Brown Ford. And when we come back, we will unleash the Sullins Rant of the Week here on WBMC.
Warehouse Discount Grocery, serving McMinnville and Warren County with the best meats, freshest produce, and the best prices on all your favorite groceries. Check out these specials. Fresh 73% lean ground beef family pack, $3.49 a pound. Preferred Angus beef New York strip steak family pack, $8.99 a pound. And boneless chuck steak, $5.99 a pound. Be sure to check out the full-service deli featuring meats from Charter Reserve. Open 7 days a week at 835 Smithville Highway. That's Warehouse Discount Groceries, or WDG.
This is Chris of Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, where we believe buying a car should be simple. No hassle, no pressure, just honest deals and friendly service. From test drive to drive home, we make the process easy because our customers come first. Need service? We've got you covered with our complimentary pickup and delivery. Reddick Brown Ford, where the customer comes first and business is done the easy way. Simple, honest, and for you. Visit us in Morrison or online at reddickbrownford.com.
Make the places you care about more comfortable and energy efficient with TVA Energy Right. It all starts at EnergyRight.com, where you can find everything you need to lower your energy usage for your home or your business. Contact Caney Fork Electric Energy Advisors Dale or Chris at 931-473-3116 or go to EnergyRight.com to start living and working more energy efficiently. Caney Fork Electric along with EnergyRight.com for all your energy needs. Brought to you by Caney Fork Electric Cooperative and TVA.
Oh, why won't this work?
Don't lose your cool. Call Black's Heating and Air for a pre-season check-in service on your central air conditioning system. It can increase the life and dependability of your unit while reducing the chances of a very sticky situation.
Unbelievable!
Get that air conditioner checked now.
This is Benny Black.
And this is Seth Black with Black's Heating and Air.
Call today, 931-668-0785.
Benny's slogan at Black's Heating and Air is, once you've had Black, you won't go back.
Mention this ad and you can get a discount.
Douglas and Lanier, that's where I choose to be. Douglas and Lanier, that's the agency for me.
For rock-solid insurance coverage or sound financial planning for my family's future, Douglas and Lanier is where I choose to call home.
Call Douglas and Lanier, your local Erie agents, at 811 Faulkner Springs Road, McMinnville, at 931-474-0044.
Why don't you head over to Chicken Chef and enjoy a fresh, made-to-order meal, or choose from the all-time favorite like the Chicken Nugget Dinner. Stop in for breakfast, order right off the menu with sausage, gravy, fresh homemade biscuits, or try their delicious tenderloin, egg, and cheese biscuit, just to name a few. Whatever your taste buds call for, you're sure to find it at Chicken Chef. They've been serving Warren and surrounding counties for over 40 years. Stop in today, Chicken Chef on the Strip in McMinnville. You can call your order in to go at 473-5020.
WBMC and translator W249DQ McMinnville. WBMC.
Uh-oh.
Hey.
Warren County Sports Authority radio show here, WBMC 97.7 FM. Hey, we're powered by Reddick Brown Ford. And I'm thinking, are you trying to be a little subliminal here? You think Sullivan's going to get a little petty? A little petty in the round of the week?
I was about to ask you though.
What's that?
What causes you to go ASMR, Jeff?
the voice stuff.
Yeah,
I don't know. I have no clue.
I feel like it gets triggered somehow. I got to figure out what that is.
His radio voice.
Yeah. It's like your PTSD kicks in. You're like, gonna get real quiet.
Yeah. It's like, hey man, we're just having our thing. It's just a good day.
And today on NPR.
I don't know, man. I have no clue. It's not good, right? It's probably not good for radio.
It's just annoying because it's just like, I get you cut for normal Jeff voice.
Yeah, and then boom.
5 seconds later. Hey, today I'm Jeff, and we're talking about stuff.
Sorry, man. Well, I will say I think at one point there's an easy one to figure out when I do change it a little bit. Ad reads.
Yeah.
Like when I'm teeing up the Sullivan's Rant of the Week, which is sponsored by Supreme Building Products. Ooh. Locally owned and operated since 1963, Supreme is a full-service retail lumber yard offering quality products at competitive prices. What do you need for your next home improvement project? Dimensional lumber? Roofing material? Benjamin Moore paint? Supreme has all that and more. Make sure to follow Reese's FYI Fridays for the latest weekly specials. Shop local. Shop Supreme Building Products. Connor probably should need to turn his mic off because Sullins is about to go on.
Is it ready?
Oh, you're ready?
I'm ready.
I can hear. I know when his mic's on, and I always worry that if Connor's mic's on and he doesn't know, we might hear. We might get a shutdown.
That wasn't a good start to the rant there.
No.
Am I ready?
Yeah.
Hey, you talked about Reese with his FYI.
Yeah.
Well, he and I talked a little bit this week. Reese and FYI. That's a pretty popular deal. But I'm gonna throw one out, and this is maybe since he's a sponsor, I'm gonna throw out a FAQ.
Uh-oh.
Reese got some FAQs. Here's exactly what he asked me when he called, and we talked a couple times. And it's a legitimate question. I think it's one that we're going to have a little ripple here in a minute off of this question. He asked this: when it comes to building these facilities that you want, will there be any more success with our athletic teams? Namely one. The football team. He said, I listened to you all last year. Tell me how it was 40 years. He said, I've actually listened to you say that for 2 to 3, 4 years. Fair. But all last year, 40 years, 2 winning seasons. He says, does the money that will have to be spent for that to happen, will it turn into W's?
So now he's not even talking about FAQs. He's talking about ROI.
Yeah, return on
Is
investment.
there a return on investment? And it's a great question because it's going to lead in to seeing the future.
Oh, so we got 2?
Are we ready for that?
Do I need to throw in
Look
both?
at this guy.
We're going to tie them in both.
Look at this
tie
guy.
them together.
Man, this guy, hey, well, when seeing the future, we're talking about it ready to tackle any job in Middle Tennessee, from powerful Kubota tractors, mowers, and constructions to steel chainsaws. Krebs Kubota.
Love that Krebs guy.
Your local dealer of choice for sales, service, and rentals. Visit Krebs Kubota in Murfreesboro and experience the Krebs way. That's Krebs Kubota at 615-890-1200. And you can also find them at KrebsKubota.com. So we got the Sullins around the week with Supreme.
Yep.
And we got Seeing the Future with Krebs Kubota. Back to Sullins.
Here's we're going to tie them both together. Seeing the future. This money, when you talk about a football stadium or a football complex, and I think a lot of people, they just think it's going to be a football field. With the type of money that they're describing, we're not just talking about a field. We're going to have field houses. We're going to have locker rooms. You're going to have coaching offices. You're going to have probably some weight facilities. This is going to be a state-of-the-art type build, or we at least hope that's going to happen. I hope we don't cut corners. But the question that was asked is, will more wins transpire from this? And my seeing the future is this. Will the county support this? Because the money's going to have to come. Because the school system, hey, even though they got 23 to 24 mil, it won't cover this, in my opinion.
So Sullins has started with FAQ.
Yep.
Then we hit on ROI.
Yep.
But he's about to use a 3-letter word that starts with T and ends with X. Am I wrong?
Oh, T? Is there an A in the middle of that word? Maybe an A?
Because you're talking about tax now.
Because there's going to be a tax that at some point, and when he say see in the future, Jeff and I, Trev, we always try to stay ahead of the curve.
Yep.
Okay? This is something, and I want you to remember where you heard it first. This is something that's going to elicit a lot of comments and emotions. Mm-hmm. Because we have a guy that works at the Main Street Journal. We all know. Yep. Rob Nunley.
Yes, sir.
If Rob Nunley was here right now and we ask him, do you want your tax dollars going to that, what would he say?
He had 2-letter word. No.
No. Yeah. It's going to have to be sold.
Mm-hmm.
The selling part of it is going to be this. What is the return on investment? And can this money be spent in different places for the betterment of our community? Because you've made this comment many times. We're all sports guys. Mm. And we think everybody in this community is a sports guy. And you find out it's about 1.37% of us.
Fair. It feels like that.
Now, there's some fans.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fans, but are there sports people that say this is what our high school and our school systems need? Because all the projects we talked about were for sports organizations. Mm-hmm. Agree? I'm totally in support of it. And the tax that I think that'll come to the forefront with this will be the wheel tax at some point in time.
Yep.
We all know how that works.
Yep.
That being said, I make no bones about it. I'm probably, in this community, I would say I'm one of the top 5 people when it comes to paying for a wheel tax.
I would say
I
would
agree.
I don't mean that in a negative way.
Just saying.
So I would be okay with that. I have no issues. But a lot of people are going to say, I don't want my dollars being spent on this. I think there'll be yard signs. There'll be... We thought the quarry deal was large. It'll be that type of topic. And what did we talk about a couple weeks ago? If you think this community and growth, if this is the last time these type conversations are going to happen, you don't really know what's coming down the pipeline. Mm-hmm. I think eventually it does pass, and I think when it does pass, there's going to be some people that lose their positions over this.
Yep. I think it's
that's my opinion.
Yep. Ben Lomond Connect message board, a couple of different things that I see on here. Thomas Smith says, what are you thinking in dollars amount to it, and will it make change? Thomas, I got to say, for the facility, and again, I brought this up last week because we kept talking about the track, and I said, I don't think you go forward with the track without you're making it into a football facility with the track and all, and you're doing all of it together and making it all. And I'm not saying shortchange the track of that part. I'm saying you're going to end up doing all that together.
I want to ask a question that based on the picture that we put out, that was put out. And then I've heard this, well, that was a bad picture. We could have got a better picture. Well, show us. Show us what we could have put out. We'll put out whatever you want to put out, but if you're going to try to hide some things because you don't want people to see it, when we find it, we're going to put it out because the community needs to know what's coming.
Yep.
There's nothing wrong with that. That being said, you brought it up. You want to have a football track, and you kind of all want it to be one. Mm-hmm. I think there's a reason that you had the track over there different than the football field.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, we will get to that in OT because we are running out of time.
Oh, my goodness.
We're running. I mean, I tell you, when Stallings gets on the rant on the week, you never know. Got to give him a lot of runway there. But I think you're making a lot of good points, and I think you're saying a lot of words that get people emotional.
Yeah, there's some emotions involved.
But we always say we get people talking on here too. Bless you, Trev. You good?
I appreciate it. Notice how good Trev looks. Look at him, man. He looks like he's a manicured up today, man.
I appreciate that.
Did you get a cut?
No, last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
Hey, well, before we get off here, we want to make sure we thank our friends at Reddit Brown Ford. Take that short drive to 55 on 55 to Morrison to visit Reddit Brown, which has the largest selection and best prices of Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs. Again, the Warren County Sports Authority radio show is powered by Reddit Brown Ford.
Come on back for OT, baby.
Power stroke power.
We're going to be right back in here for OT.
So you're a current Ben Lomond Fiber customer and you haven't added Ben Lomond Home yet. Here's what you're missing out on. A dual-band Wi-Fi 6 GigaSpire Blast router that should anything ever happen to it, we replace it free of charge. A smartphone app that allows you to change your network password, pause the internet to individual devices, and so much more. Plus in-depth device troubleshooting with our local 24/7 customer support center. All that for less than 10 cents a day. Stop missing out and add Ben Lomond Home today.
This is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison. We believe car buying should be simple. No gimmicks, no pressure. Just the largest selection of new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs at the best prices. Our team
So 1, 2, I hate that guy. 2, 3, 4.
You had to bring it back up again today.
Again? This guy? Are we really talking about this again?
This guy.
You
Talk
know
about
that's
practice, not games.
practice. Come on. This guy. Hey, we're back on the Warren County Sports Authority OT version, but hey, we're still powered by Reddick Brown Ford in any version.
Power
of the
stroke
Warren County
power.
Sports. Hey, did you see that comment earlier where Shane
Yeah,
said
about
that?
the shirts.
The Ben Lomond, hey, on the Ben Lomond message board, he said it earlier. He said, "Hey, we're just waiting for the Power Stroke Power shirts."
We got to get us some.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, just waiting for the Power Stroke Power shirts, boys. Well, hey, yeah, we either do that or he might end up with a $15 Mud Bums gift card for the best hot take, or hey, just the best commentator of the night, best commentator of the night. Or commentator of the night, you know.
Hey, I can't wait till eventually, you know, we talked about it. We never thought we'd be here.
Yeah.
I can't wait till at some point in time where we go to Mud Bumps and
do
do a
it,
live
yes.
remote.
Oh,
and
man.
our fans get to come and ask us questions.
Yes. Chad, if you're listening.
Yes. Chad, we got big plans. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
You know,
well, hey,
I mean, we do carry the show. Or,
yeah. Well, hey, look, let's also say
network. Just saying. I mean,
numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't
hey,
lie.
Numbers don't lie, and the money that we bring in doesn't lie.
Them dollars. If it makes dollars, it makes sense.
We making some dollars.
Hey, but fans. I don't know what's going on here. James, you're gonna have to clue me in on that one. I don't know what question he's talking about there. But again, we got the Ben Lomond Connect message board over here.
Yeah.
And
It's
Chris
hopping.
Cope.
Yeah.
Chris Cope. Hopped in.
Gotta love Chris Cope.
Wheel tax was voted in by referendum in 2012. It was set to expire in 2019 and would have to be put back on referendum ballot to extend it. It would have to be put on there.
Yes, you're exactly right.
He's not wrong. Yep.
Exactly right. So you'd have to put it back on the ballot to extend it.
Yep.
When does it expire now?
Great question.
Because if you put it back on in 2019, it would probably expire at some point in time. I'm guessing 2026, 27, 28, something in that line.
Yeah, something like that. We'll see how it goes. Yeah. So we were like I said, we were talking about what could possibly happen around all the projects that people are wanting in the sports world. And again, let's stress this as much as I can. We're the Warren County Sports Authority.
Yes.
So we're thinking sports projects.
It.
I know there's going to be a lot of people that are going to hear this, and Sullins just hit on it a second ago. You put this to a referendum and say, hey, we're going to set the wheel tax up because we want to build a $20 million football facility that's also a track facility at the high school. There's going to be a lot of people that say, no.
Yes. No will be the
yeah. But we're just saying for right now, those are the projects we're thinking about. If someone comes in and says, hey, y'all could spend $20 million on bringing in the best teachers in the world for that project, I'm not going to disagree. I'm not going to disagree or argue with you. I'm saying that on the Warren County Sports Authority show, which we've actually got back to sports today,
It's
again,
been good.
sports adjacent.
Yeah.
I mean, we were talking
Got
about
a lot more to
tax and
cover.
stuff.
I was gonna say.
Yeah, but hey, well, we got a
lot
more to cover.
Stick around.
Yeah. In fact, let's go ahead and jump into I think what we said was the Namaste. Aesthetics and wellness. Take your medicine time.
See, he went with that voice.
Yeah.
Namaste. Namaste.
Namaste. Hey, here's the thing. Nearly 4 in 10 men over 45 had low testosterone, but men in their 40s with higher T levels experience sharper thinking, better mood, leaner muscle, and lower body fat. Don't brush it off. If you feel off, you may be right. Visit NamasteMcMinnville.com and take the first step to feeling like yourself again. Namaste Wellness and Aesthetics is located on Omni Drive. Saw some of the Namaste Aesthetics fam.
Yeah.
Over the weekend, over at Mud Bums at the Crawfish Bowl.
It was popping over there, man.
People, hey, but it was one of those things where you said people supporting local businesses supporting local. Yep. Yeah, not OJ's gonna have to be banned. I'm telling you, I'm banning that guy.
Look what he said.
You can just read it, man. It's an OT. ASMR Jeff is the definition of OT. All right. Taking your medicine is going to get us into a topic that I know people that we were going to talk about a little bit today, and I think it's going to. In fact, I think a little bit of this is going to end up in like conspiracy Sullins territory too, because we started talking about two separate topics today that Sullins thinks could be a middle point.
I think
somewhere.
I think middle ground's coming.
But who's going to have to take their medicine? I hate to break it to you. Sounds like any 6th grade basketball player in the county next year going into there, because we've gotten some reporting that I'm still working on this report. In fact, we're breaking this one on the Warren County Sports Authority. I haven't even written this one for the Main Street Journal yet, that it seems that the decision has been made that they are going to be going to a different structure for elementary basketball next year. Grades 3 through 5, and then grades 6 through 8. If you're unfamiliar with how county basketball has worked before, it was usually 7th and 8th grade, and I would say 4 through 6, but we'll just say 6 and under, because there were 2nd graders that played up while in the 6th. I mean, and if you were good enough and you were in 4th or 5th grade, you were probably playing up to 7th, 8th. But what we're having here is it seems like they're going to even this out to 6th through 8th for a true middle school division, and then a elementary league that's 3 through 5 or 2 through 5 or K through 5. So there's going to be there's kids right now. There's 5th graders who might have took their lumps last year, but say, hey, you wait.
Yeah, this year.
Wait till next year, next winter.
Come October.
When I'm in 6th grade and I'm the old guy.
I'm dominant.
Or all the girl, we're going to dominate it. Well, I hate to break it to you, but you just you just went back down to being the youngest kid.
Bottom of the totem pole again.
Low man on the pole again.
Yep. So I think that would be the thing. What a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's going to happen, and I hate to. And I'm very sympathetic.
Yeah.
To the cause here for the 6th graders, because it is tough, but I think this decision's been made and they're going forward with it. Anything that you've seen?
I think it was, from my understanding, it was a pretty close vote. I think you had 9 votes. I think it was a 5-4 type deal. I think there was some discussion in it. I'm not going to say I'm a huge fan of it. I do think there's some merit in what they're trying to do. Some of the things that I read, I was a little concerned about, because they talked about some JV type things at the 6th and 7th grade level. We're talking about county basketball. It's not like those teams have 25 kids on them to begin with. Would you agree? A lot of times
they can, but we're talking about that. I mean,
very few times are you seeing a whole roster, 10, 12, 15 kids on a team. I do understand the thinking behind it. I think this is eventually coming based on this decision. This is just my personal opinion. Mm-hmm. I think you're going to see 3rd grade through 5th grade, and I don't think that'll ever be touched. Mm-mm. I think that you're going to see some 6th and 7th grade teams, and I think this is going to lead to some 8th graders being able to try out at the middle school before it's all said and done. That's my personal opinion. Based on some language. I'm not saying that's right or wrong, but I think that this could lead to that before it's all said and done.
That would surprise me. But
okay. We may agree to disagree on that.
Yeah. Well, I think, but there would be one thing that would not surprise me, If you start making that cutoff 6 through 8, then all of a sudden what we talked about last year about this whole thing was if the county, because we've had this county unification conversation. In fact, it got pretty heated the last time we did.
Oh, we were one of the best shows we ever had, in my opinion.
But it was pretty heated. But we talked about, I think you brought in the receipts then. Was it Crossville?
Yeah.
That had kind of made their own league. Yes. But they were all TMSAA and they could go play in the state tournaments because they had their league. I think that's where you're really starting to look at. If you open the door, that if you say 6 through 8, then all of a sudden you might start seeing these 5 county schools say, "Hey, we're going to be our own conference, and now we can start going in postseason." Because you made a thing in the break that I thought was interesting. Yeah, we had some teams that went and played in the James C. Hale.
Yeah.
5th and 6th grade temes. Yep. Well, it's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard to do that.
Yeah, because you're not going to be able. I mean, yeah, you can theoretically practice a 5th and 6th grade team, but what sense would it make if you're Dibbrell and say, "Hey, I got a K through 5 team or 3 through 5?" Well, it doesn't matter. You have an elementary
team up to 5th grade,
and then I have a middle school team of 6th through 8th graders. But I'm going to go try to take a 5th and 6th grade team to the James C. Hale. Well, that don't make a lot of sense.
That'd be tough.
Yeah. So
that's a hard sell.
Yeah. But like I said,
but you might be on to something there. I hadn't really thought about that, but I remember we brought that up. I mean, that Crossville was doing the same thing, and we brought that up. When we were started back. Probably about a year ago. When it came up at this time.
It was almost exactly a year
ago.
So
they would compete against each other, be in the TMSAA, and then they would be able to go out and compete in the sectionals and districts and regions and all those type things.
They were ready to go play in first eight. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Trev, you were asking about it, and you saw the banner back and forth about it. At the very least, I understand the premise of going K5.
Yeah, I think for the younger kids of that classification, the 3rd, the 4th graders, I think it helps their development a little bit because they won't be as outmatched with a 6th grader or something like that. Talked to a couple coaches over the weekend, and they kind of had the same thought process. But that being said, I hadn't really thought about what you just said until then, and I think you're onto something with that. I think that could be a
Well, I mean, let's be honest. This was a lot about 3 schools.
Yes.
This was about West. Yes. This was about Bobby Ray, and this was about Hickory Creek, who could only play K5.
And I do think that does help them when you level the playing field. Because let's be honest, those 3 schools, right, wrong, or indifferent, every year they played in the county, they were outmatched by a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, in a year of development, from 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, every year there's a lot of development, a lot of growth.
Yeah.
I do think that's something that really helps those schools and brings them back to it just levels the playing field, and it needs to be leveled in that aspect. So I do think that was something that was well thought out, and it gives those 3 schools a much more of an opportunity to compete night in and night out against the other schools that they play.
Yeah, I think that was what it was born into. I've said about this a couple of different times. Oh, the Ben Lomond Cadet message board, Danny Fish says, "I'm happy about it. Tired of watching Centertown girls, 6th graders beat up on my Hickory Creek Hawks." Hey, Danny Fish, just going to tell you right now, Boyd was going to take y'all in 5th and 6th in that District 1 division next year.
Danny's going to disagree with that.
Yeah. I'm glad he's back in the comments section.
I missed Danny.
We hadn't seen him in a while.
I missed him.
I've seen that 5th and 6th grade Lady Bronco team. They were going to be pretty stout in Division 1. Yep. Now all of a sudden, split that 5th and 6th is going to be a little bit tough. It's going to be a little bit tougher for them. But like you just said, now we got 9 teams playing all the same ages, and Danny's making the same point there too. That they were almost splitting up these divisions because of what you had the 3 K through 5s, you had Irvin College, and you had Boyd, because you put the 2 smallest schools in the 3 K through 5s. Yeah, you're not wrong. Carafish just got motivated. Danny just went down and said, "Hey, Cara, listen to what Jeff just said."
Yeah.
Listen to him.
Well, another thing, when we read it, the proposal, it also allows basketball to start a little bit earlier. From what I was, you're going to be able to start in late August, early September, based on some of the information we had gathered. Mm-hmm. I think that helps a little bit, because I did think that some of those seasons they tried to condense a 8-week season into about 4.5. You know, I mean, so I do think that's an advantage as well that will come from this.
Yeah, the most surprising thing that I think I told y'all this in the group message we were talking about today. You know what the most surprising thing was to me? They actually changed something.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
yeah.
How long have we talked about elementary basketball and we just said it ain't changing because they won't change it. Well, and then somehow 5 out of the 9 schools. I'm curious. I would love to know who.
We won't know the vote.
I know. I get a really good idea about
we know 3. We won't know the 2 that took them over the top.
I think I have a pretty good idea which one's the 4th.
Okay.
Because there was a person who proposed this.
Yeah. Who's that other?
Who's a principal at one of the schools?
Who broke that tie?
Who was 5?
Who broke that tie?
Yeah, because I want to know who 5 was that made that. And again, I'll say this: it's going to be. We made this point today. It's going to be really tough for the 6th graders this year.
Yes, it is.
But going forward, it should make it a lot more fair for every grade, every year, at every school. So there's going to be some kids that are going to be disappointed. But you know what? Keep getting better.
Yep. Yeah.
And win it when you're in 7th and 8th. You still have the chance. It's not like you're, hey, I'm done. That was my only chance to win. No, because we've seen this. If you were going to win in 6th grade, pretty good chance you're going to win in 7th and 8th too.
Yeah.
It's just you just had to delay. Your success is delayed a couple of years there. But I mean, the one thing that'll never stop, county rivalries, man.
No,
not going in.
No, they're never. I hope we get back on the call this year. I enjoyed that. I know we got kicked off the air or whatever happened with that, but I enjoyed the couple times that we did that. I dropped a couple good lines. That dog will hunt. I know. I dropped that one. But yeah, I hope we get back and are able to do that this year.
The only way we're going to do that is if on a simulcast, because
they're
not putting us back on the Wcsa TV anytime soon.
We'll simulcast.
That is like the school system's channel.
Yeah.
You ain't getting on that. You're on that. Do not put him on the TV list.
Yeah, well, maybe.
Do you agree with that there, Mr. Simmons?
I'm definitely on it. I don't know about y'all two.
I know I'm on it.
I think we're a package group.
But hey, we can do this.
Yeah, hey, I'm in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? Our views would be high.
They'd be up there.
We'll be out there on the Warren County Sports Authority, powered by Reddit Brown Ford, doing a simulcast. We'll be having a good time.
With Centertown going against Deborah.
Woo! Man, have a lot of fun with that.
That would
be a lot of fun.
Or the Hickory Creek Hawks, Danny Fishes, the flying fishes,
yeah, the flying Cara fishes out there. They got a pretty good solid team too.
Yeah.
You know, Dalen Rowland probably still be back up there, 5th grade. Priscilla Moore. There's some kids. They got some kids. Shay Taylor, Ben Loman, Rest Sports, faces built for radio. And Danny Fish again, and this has been a point that both Danny Fish and Shay Taylor just made. Step in the right direction for development later when they get to high school, and Danny Fish get back to developing players, which is what county and middle school basketball is all about. We had 2 topics that we said merged a little bit.
Yep.
Because you were brokering something a second ago, and I don't even know if you think that that's actually what's going to happen or what you really want to maybe think happens.
I just wanted to list some.
But if we talked about maybe that tryout happens at the middle school. Well, right now, if they went and tried out at the middle school for boys basketball, they'd be trying out without a coach, because we broke on the Main Street Journal today that the middle school has made a change, going in a different direction, and Kevin Burnett will no longer be the coach after being there since 2017. It also seems like Lee Carden, who is an assistant coach, will no longer be with the program, and also we also have that Justin Adcock, who was on the staff, had already prior to the decision that was made today that he had already said he would not be returning as assistant coach. So you've pretty much got an entire new staff. At the middle school.
I heard there's an early front runner for the job. Jeff Simmons.
I've heard Jeff Simmons is very interested in that
He's went to state a couple times.
Yeah,
I've heard they're gonna make a call when the time comes.
They're tired of watching.
Hey,
you know what you were saying a second ago about whether or not we could be on the WCS TV. Last week when Sullins made the what happens first. Comparison between the spec building and the track being built. what happens first between Jeff Simmons being featured on WCS TV or ever getting any employment at Warren County Middle School? I'll take WCS TV all day. There is a 0% chance I would ever get a job at Warren County Middle School.
I just heard that they're gonna make a call.
Reach
Hey,
out.
You're crazy.
Just saying.
There's no chance.
I'm just saying.
There's no chance.
The hot board, number one.
No, yeah.
They asked us who's on the hot board.
Yep.
I was told Simmons is right there at the top.
Right. You're crazy.
Yep.
You are absolutely crazy. Y'all can split this Buns gift card.
We're going
that hot take.
We're going to say this. How big of a surprise was that this morning?
Gigantic.
It's huge.
Huge.
I mean, it really caught me off guard.
I wrote a story last week about middle school tryouts, and Lee Carden was the contact info for the 6th grade team, and now that's a little bit unclear, but I don't think it's that unclear.
I don't think it's unclear.
I don't think it's unclear. I don't think he's going to be a part of the middle school basketball program next year. And then Kevin Burnett was listed for tryouts, and they were announcing it for May 23rd. And we made some calls today and talked to some people. I think that within the last 48 to 72 hours, they were still in the planning period for things that they were trying to get done. Yeah. Some open gym stuff. What are they doing for summer camps? Things of that nature. And then all of a sudden, we get wind of change this morning. So I don't know. I mean, it puts us. We put it in the story that it's a topic that's no stranger to the Warren County Sports Authority show that the basketball team was under probation for the entire 2024-25 school year. I'm not saying that has anything to do with this. I'm just saying that was a part of it. So I mean, I don't know if there was. The problem is the school's never going to come out and say, "Hey, this is what happened," and stuff like that.
The thing that when it bothered me a little bit when I heard it. Lee was a guy I got a tremendous amount of respect for based on the show that we did a year ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I thought he got through to the Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
With a guy that really wasn't part of that.
No.
Okay.
He was not. No, I agree with that.
So and Lee sat there and he did everything. He answered every question, regardless if it like we talked about with Coach Turner on Tuesday morning. Mm-hmm. Right, wrong, or indifferent, Lee wasn't sugarcoating.
No.
Yep.
He gave his opinions, what he believed.
Mm-hmm.
That's a guy that I think that you would hope gets another opportunity in this community. Because I know you watched him as he played.
Yes.
Lee's got a tremendous passion for this.
Agree.
Put all his heart and soul into it. So that bothers me. Kevin bothers me a little bit too. Everybody knows Kevin and I go way. Kevin basically asked me to help coach out at Eastside when I first got started. The day that Kevin took the job in 2017, I was talking to Coach Tidwell and Todd about that. Mm-hmm. Coach Phillips had decided to go to Franklin County and take a head coaching job. Those are two that I think that have put a tremendous amount of time and effort. I've got respect for both of those, and I hope they get an opportunity at some point in time if they want to get him still be involved, because I know what they've done for young men in this community. Mm-hmm. And I think Lee's a guy that it was a little bit like me in this. He's passionate about this.
Yep.
He wanted what was best for the program. Why they made that decision, I don't know. I'm not going to comment on anybody else that's not over there. Mm-hmm. Anybody can take that for what it's worth. I do think that those two, Lee especially, I hope he gets the opportunity to do this, maybe on his own and kind of get away out from under some things.
All right, go ahead. You have more.
Oh, I got a lot more.
I mean, I know. I'm talking to Jeff. I know you'll have more to add than I will on this. I will agree with what Coach said. I know Lee a little bit, and I think he would be a good. I hope he gets another opportunity moving forward. I think he would do good in that.
It had to be. This is the thing that makes no sense about how this went down.
Mm-hmm.
I made this comment many times today. I don't want this to come out the wrong way. This is the time you're firing baseball coaches.
Yeah.
Baseball season's ending.
Yep.
I'm not saying Warren County. I'm saying basketball coaches get let go in March and April.
Yep.
You very seldom will see a basketball coach or a staff get dismissed in May when a week earlier you're putting out contact information. That was the biggest surprise to me. So in my opinion, something's had to happen in the last 24 to 48 because if you were going to do this and you knew you were going to do it, why didn't it happen in late February, early March?
Yep. I don't disagree. That there had to
something. No, I don't know what it was.
No, it could be as simple as that. For whatever reason, Kevin Burnett and Lee Carden just decided, hey, we're not doing it anymore. I don't think that's the case, though.
That can't be the case because your principal at the middle school in your story today
that is true.
Didn't say that they decided to resign. He said those famous words, we're going in a different direction.
Yeah, in fact, let me pull that.
It's like, hey, we were going right.
Yeah.
We decided.
I decided we're going to go left.
Yeah, that is a good. Yeah. Let's see. So Sarah Cantrell sent me the statement. Sarah Cantrell. I know that people think that I've been very critical of her in time, but I really have. She gets stuff done. I messaged her, got a statement back with about 20 minutes. After careful consideration, this was the statement that we got from the school. And this was the principal.
Yeah,
Mr. Caleb Sheehan. That's what that Rob said a different pronunciation, but I think it's Sheehan.
Mm-hmm.
All right. After careful consideration, Warren County Middle School has made the decision to move in a new direction with our boys basketball program. We believe now is the right time to take a fresh approach that will support continued growth for our student athletes and the team as a whole. I want to express my sincere gratitude to our outgoing head coach, Kevin Burnett, and assistant coach, Lee Carden, for their dedication and service to our program over the years. Their commitment to our players and school community is truly appreciated. The head coaching position has been posted, and we are actively searching for the next leader of our boys basketball program. Caleb Sheehan, WCMS principal. Yeah, you're right. There's nothing in that reads that Kevin and Lee stepped aside.
No.
They were moved aside. Yes. And when they took a different direction, or they were going one direction, and they said, "Well, we're not going that direction anymore, so y'all can keep going that way." There, 24, 48 hours. Would love to know. Would love to know. And Drew Walker just said that's a great question for the MSJ. Don't think we haven't asked it.
Yeah. I don't think that's an answer that anybody's ever going to come out and say this is the reason. But you know the middle school. You work with them. They're not putting out
work around them.
Well, you're not putting out tryout dates.
No.
Contact information, so you can say in a week.
Well, let's put the timeline
washing
together.
Their hands. That makes no sense.
Well, let's put the timeline together. May 23rd were the prospective tryout dates. Well, they've posted a job on May 7th. I mean, you have to post that for 10 days, and I think that's 10 working days. Yep. So really, you're talking about so if you talk about five weekdays, 10. If it's 10 weekdays, you're talking about the 21st is the first day you could really hire somebody. Even if it was just 10 full days, you're talking about 17th. You posted tryouts for the 23rd. So I mean, unless you're telling me you're going to hire this coach in 10 days, then I think that those things are going to change. And of course, I think that it's very obvious to know that they're not going to hold tryouts.
No, they're not holding tryouts. Still have
a coach, and they're going to have to search for that. But it sounds like they're having to search for an entire coaching staff.
Yeah.
Right now, and they might have to coach, and they may have to search for a 6th grade coach at the same time too, because it does not. I did not glean from that Lee Carden will still be a part of our 6th grade program. Of course, I reached out to Lee, and Lee's answer, which I think was diplomatic at the very least. He just sent me the contact information for the school and said, you need to talk to Warren County Middle School administration, which, hey, I get that. I mean, and of course, that was that was about 5 more words than I got from Kevin Burnett when I asked him. So, I mean, I think that it seemed very much like that's their decision. Let them answer. Yeah. We're in that other direction that they're not talking about.
But it's very surprising, though, in my opinion.
Yeah. And going back to what you said about Lee, I don't disagree with that at all. That he was too big a part of Warren County and too much of a fabric of the competitiveness that you want in Warren County to hopefully not just be involved at all. And again, because you said it when we had that conversation that day, I think he got. You said the best ways. He was the sacrificial lamb.
Yeah.
There's other people that got us in heat.
Yeah.
But you're going to go take it.
Yes.
And he did.
He took it.
And he fired back.
He fired back.
He had some heat too.
And that's why I respect, because he didn't back down from that. And here's the other thing that I'll say about that. Not only did he not back down, this is what you want out of people that are around you. And Trevor knows, when you go to battle, you don't need that guy that said, yeah, they screwed up. If it was me, I'd have did it totally different.
Yep.
He's the guy that's walking in there that I think had very little to do with any of the issues that they had last year.
Yep.
And he hook, line, and sinker. He stayed company course.
Yep.
Company line. This is how we're going to respond to this. My whole deal the whole time was he shouldn't have been the guy that was doing that.
Yeah.
No.
You know, I mean, and I do think a little bit of this, and this is just my opinion, I think he's a victim of circumstance. A little.
I don't disagree.
Because he was put into a situation that I don't think was his doing. And in my personal opinion, it probably went on a long time. That's just my personal.
Well, let's not dance around the fact at all that that Kevin and Lee have a personal relationship.
Absolutely. I
mean, we don't. And there again, this is all speculative about what happened. I mean, for all we know that Lee had every opportunity to stay. But Kevin is his father-in-law, if I'm correct.
Yes.
But they might have said he's out, and he said, "Well, if he's out, I'm out." Type deal. So yeah.
And I understand that. And like I said, that would not surprise me, regardless if that's what happened or not. Lee's the type guy. We saw it in front of us with our basement podcast, where he basically backed what happened 100%. He never backed down and shied away from it. So that would not surprise me because that's Lee's character of, hey, this is the band I'm on. I'm going down with a ship.
Yep. And he had a strong the thing that you could tell with Lee was the vision that they had, right or wrong. You can agree or disagree.
Exactly.
He thought they were doing the right thing.
Yes.
And that was very obvious there. Hey, I'm going to tee you up right here. Read a little bit of the Ben Lomond Connect message board, because I saw your eyes perk up.
That's where I was going. Coach Fish put in there, he said, appreciate Kevin and discussions over the years I have been here. Question is, for me, am I going to have any take on who the next staff will be?
Well, you would hope.
You would hope,
because it looks like last year when you hired a girls coach, that they allowed that to happen. Now, that didn't turn out worth a darn. And that guy, he lasted he was a hot pocket, and put it in the microwave about a minute, and you had to, you ever had that hot pocket? It's too hot, and you get it on your, you just got to get it out of your hand. That's kind of how that's how long that guy lasted. Hot pocket minute.
I forgot about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Trev, I'll give you $5 if you can think of that guy's name.
No.
You go to 500.
I know what his name is.
He never lost a game in Warren County.
He never won one either.
Yeah, exactly. We would hope Coach Fish, and I got two names that I'd throw out right now.
Uh-oh.
Off his staff.
Hot board.
Two names. I coached them both.
Yep.
My two front runners, I'll tell hey, you're going to get takes. The two I'd be looking at right now is JT Morgan and Isaiah Grayson. And I wouldn't go any further than those two. That'd be the two.
Danny Fish in the Ben Lomond Connect message board saying he's going to have a coaching tree.
Hey, I like those coaching trees. I like player trees.
Yeah.
Great. Grayson and JT both play fine young men that I think would do a good job. What I hope you don't do is do what you did last time. And I know this is not going to happen with Coach Fish. We didn't talk anything about this today, okay, in this aspect. Coach Fish is not going to try to hire a guy from Maryville College that thinks that he's going to come to the middle school and stay here for 5 years, because those guys don't do that.
Yeah.
You know where I'm going. The guy that was brought in last year was a guy that I think had a college background.
Yeah, he was at Cumberland University.
University. He came to the middle school, hot-pocketed it, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Jimmy Dean sausage and biscuit, put him in the microwave for a minute, and then he was out. You know what I mean? It didn't work too well.
And people make fun of me as the guy that doesn't have an oven, and Southern's is talking about 60-second cooking.
But he has an oven.
Yeah. Anyways, go ahead.
Just don't use it a lot.
Yeah, sorry.
But where I'm going is, if Danny Fish is involved in this, it will come from somebody off his current staff that he says knows my system. He can help develop those young men and get them ready for the high school.
It's going to become
it'll come
from the Danny
that
tree.
Danny tree.
Yeah.
DT.
Like
Trev, you ready to get back into coaching yet?
You getting in, Trev?
I'm good. Somebody asked me that when they heard. I said, I'm good.
There's somebody at this table that has had that job before.
Oh, I have. Hey, it was a great job, and there's only one job in this community that I would want.
Oh,
go ahead. That's you done.
You're not going to answer that.
Danny Fish does a great job with boys.
Oh yeah.
Hey.
I hope Coach Fish is there for another 20 years.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
you can win with the other gender.
Can
I say hot pocket as a verb?
Will we write it down? You ready, Trev? Should I put it down? Shay Taylor?
Yeah.
Shay Taylor, but we're going to put you on the
What'd he
mud
say?
He said, I'm going to start using Hot Pocket
That's a verb.
Shay Taylor, you got a $15 gift card. You can Hot Pocket some wings from Mud
It's a verb. I like that. Yeah, Hot Pocket verb.
To answer Danny's question very simply, I would say this. You should have a chance.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
To be in that room.
He deserves the right.
And again, precedent seems like it was set last year because I think that our high school coach was very involved in that process. In fact, I think he was in the interviews.
I think that the high school coach needs to be involved.
We've said this for
We've
15
said
years.
that for years.
I've written this for years.
This is not breaking.
In fact, the reason why that I feel like I probably don't have a great relationship with the middle school is because I've pointed out that y'all have done the antithesis of this so many times that it's kind of frustrating. I don't understand.
What you're saying is in the past, whoever the high school coach wanted, they said, we're not hiring them.
They hired a girl that Lippy fired.
Is that really what happened?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
I didn't know that.
Me neither.
I had no idea.
That's just one example.
Tell me that story.
It's how we talked about her enough.
So how'd that turn out?
In the humble beginnings of the Warren County Sports Authority, this is what happened.
Man, I just
D Fish says he's already made some calls.
Yeah,
attaboy.
Well,
he's already working.
Well,
He's
I'll tell you much. As much as y'all were saying, "Oh, Jeff Simmons is on the number one on the list," Danny Fish hadn't rung my phone this week.
No, that's right. I apologize. Danny Fish and I did talk about this today, and I said Jeff Simmons is a guy. Danny said I'll be on the phone in 5 minutes.
0.
And then he also said, telling them not to hire him.
Listen, if he applies, which he won't, do not hire him.
Throw that one in the trash.
No, if I apply for that, Danny would be like, "No, bring him in. I want to do the interview.
We'll do the interview.
Yeah.
Let me interview Simmons." He's had to. I've had to.
Yeah, he's had to sit over there a few times.
Yeah. I've had to listen. I've had to go to interviews with him. Let me pepper Simmons with questions for 20 minutes and see how he holds up.
But I do think that there's a couple guys on that staff that would do a really, really good job, and I think that their youth is something. I mean, hey, we hope Coach Fish is here for another 10 to 15, 20 years.
Yep.
But it's always good to have somebody ready when he decides to step away that the pipeline continues
to go.
The growth. We've seen it in the past. That's been a problem that Warren Counties have. You may be on the right track, and all of a sudden the wheels come off.
Yeah,
live stream that interview.
Well, hey, listen, we're already in the midst of the avoiding disaster topic right now, so we might as well just queue up the sponsorship. And you know who sponsored avoiding disaster?
Adam Wood, baby.
Farm Bureau. Adam Wood. His office is located right across from the Country Club Market in the shopping center, and the phone number is 931-668-7075. It's a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs. That's Adam Wood, Farm Bureau. Another person who has held that same position, Adam Wood. Should he be on the hot board?
I asked him today. I said, "Hey, man,
hot board?
Is there any chance?" He said, "Not right now, man."
Not right now. Yeah. Well,
he's got 2 young ladies coming. I'm telling you, Adam, the female.
He's racking up the championships on the Little Pioneer League.
Yeah,
he's got Little Pioneer League championships. Danny Fish is in the comment section talking about him having a dog in the 5th grade girl. I mean,
it's gonna be some showdowns in the future.
Hey, it could be a really good business to be a high school girls basketball coach right now in Warren County.
I think it could.
One would say.
Yeah, I don't know. I like where I'm at. Anyhow, avoiding disaster is exactly what we're talking about right now, which is I think avoiding disaster has to be the middle school right now.
Yes,
you cannot backtrack in this bridge building that you seem like you have started to do with the high school. You started to try to do it with the girls basketball team last year. Of course, we realized that it didn't work that great, but you tried.
You tried it. Yes.
Which I think everybody appreciates there.
I do.
I think that there's been conversations in other sports that they've tried. Don't fall back.
No.
Don't fall back. If you haven't picked up the phone yet to call Danny Fish,
call him.
Call him. If Danny Fish has called you and you didn't answer,
pick up the phone.
Pick up the phone. That he needs to be involved in that decision. It's not that hard. Because here's my thing, and this is where it goes back to the Lee Carden point, or the anybody's point that talks about county unification and getting that 8th grade team and stuff like that. If your belief is that the middle school prepares people the most for the high school, then the high school coach should have a little bit of say of who's getting them prepared for the high school. Because I'll tell you right now, if you don't have the right coach there that's working with your high school coach, you're not preparing them the best for high school anymore. Mm-hmm. If they're not working with the high school coach, if they're the antithesis of what the high school coach needs, then they're helping you a little bit in there. Uh-oh.
C-Dub, did you hear Coach Solon's ASMR voice there for a second? When he was C-Dub may be asleep back there.
Yeah, no, I'm awake, but I've got the volume turned down.
C-Dub's not worried about that. You know?
Yeah. Well, hey, back to the Ben Lomond Connect message board.
Man, it's firing off.
It is. No, it's pumped. It's pumped up right now. And again,
we're getting close to 100 comments in there.
Hey, and again, Ben Lomond Connect from now until May 31st. Get a free smoke, heat, and CO detector with your Ben Lomond security system and almost $200 value. Hey, with your new Ben Lomond security system, you can get a free smoke, heat, or CO detector. Almost a $200 value. For more information or to get a free layout and quote, call your local Ben Lomond Connect office or go to benlomondconnect.com. License number 1560. Ben Lomond Connect, delivering the internet.
Speed of light.
I miss it.
Me too. You were reading it and I was like,
Kimberly Smith Young says, so let me stir a little stink.
She's not stirring a stink.
No.
Go ahead.
Yeah, while I agree, it popped. Somebody commented on it really quick. While I agree that it's important to have, quote unquote, the right coach at the middle school, I will say that elementary schools need coaches that are invested in coaching players to feed the high school program.
Absolutely.
In some aspects, yeah. I'm okay with that.
No, well, here's what I've always said.
Yep.
Here's one reason the community struggles a little bit, and I'm going to piggyback off what Kim is saying. We're talking about how important this middle school hire is, okay?
Yep.
And I think that there's qualified candidates for this job that'll do a good job. But now we've talked about there's 9 teams. Well, let's take Boyd out because when I say that's a private deal. There's 8 teams.
Yep.
Okay, you've got Bobby Ray. You know them all.
Yep.
They all have boys and girls basketball.
Mm-hmm.
So 8 times 2, 16. You got to find 16 qualified people in this community to teach it the right way.
Oh, you're hey, bump it up by 10. It's 26. You got 8 schools that's K through that's 3 through 5, and then you have 5 more if you take out Boyd that have to have a 6th through 8th. So that's 10 there, 16 down there. You got 26, and that's hoping. I know people will do.
I've always said that trying to find 20 people in this community that really know how to teach the game of basketball is really, really difficult. That's why I've always said you need county teams where you could cut that number down. Now, that's never going to happen, and I don't want this to come out the wrong way, but we've seen this before in the county. There's some really quality county basketball coaches. Mm-hmm. Kelly Eckenrod, very good.
Yep.
Kevin coached in the county many, many years, did a quality job. There's great people in the county. We've also seen on the sidelines moms and dads, not saying that that's not a good thing, but a lot of times when your mom and dad is on the sidelines, it's because they couldn't find anybody to fill the spot, and you're going to have the same issue next year because mom and dad's going to leave. Now, there's some good moms and dads that know the game of basketball, so sometimes that does work. We've also seen cafeteria workers. Correct me if I'm wrong.
You're not wrong.
You've seen some people on those sidelines that are not qualified to teach your young daughter or son how the game of basketball should be played. They can't fundamentally do that. Well, How many times have we seen you've got kids that are coming to the high school that have been in elementary schools and county schools that are behind? Some of that has to do with they weren't taught the right way. Mm-hmm. Now, I know you're going to talk about the elite and AAU and all those type things, but that is something that is totally different than the talk that we're having. You've got county teams that are in the school system being coached by people that are not qualified to do it. Mm-hmm. That's coming from a guy who coached at every level in this community. I can promise you there was nights when I was at the county, when I was coaching Eastside, I looked across the way and said, he couldn't coach his way out of a paper bag if I tore it for him. Okay? Mm-hmm. That's factual information.
It's been there.
So times. Kim is not wrong in that.
No, you're gonna have to, and I think that's always been the argument. I think that people wanted to make for the unification was it'd be easier to hire 2 than 20.
Yes,
and I get that.
Yes.
The question is, and Matt Cotton in our Ben Lomond Connect message board just brought it up. And
we knew this was going to get hot.
Yeah. He said, hey, Turnham having a say in hiring the middle school coach didn't work out so well.
Yeah, well, you can't
you're
disagree
not wrong.
With that.
So
you can't disagree with that.
So again, a lot of what we're talking about does come back to hiring.
Yes.
But that's what Kim's even saying is you have to nail hiring. It's not something we've done great at Warren County.
Yeah,
but
here's another thing I'll say when we talk about hiring. Is it a lot easier to only have to hire 2 to 3 qualified ones?
Yep.
Or hire 20 of them, and the candidates are a janitor, and I'm not making this – we know that this is factual, a janitor, a mom and dad, or a cafeteria worker.
Yep.
Because nobody else wants it. Now, those people that do it, you've got to give them credit for stepping up to the plate. But me, I'll be honest, if we need a band director and I step up to the plate, cancel band. Your kids are not getting any better playing that instrument. I can promise you. That's always been my argument. There's too many times we're overextending ourselves in the community in this school system because there's not enough qualified people.
Yep. And Chris, that's a microcosm of all the discussions we've had on every front of sports and not sports. Yeah. And I think that there's a lot of different things that we could a lot could be said like that. And Kim Young says can't disagree with Chris that it's hard to find quality coaches for all positions, but I also don't think anyone puts a lot of effort into trying.
I can't disagree with that.
Are you waiting to just see who applies, or are you actually actively going and seeking out people that you would want to have the job?
I'm glad she brought up that comment for this reason. She brings up a great point. This is why people like Danny and your high school coaches need to be involved. I was never involved. Well, I'm gonna take it back. I was a little involved. There was some involvement when Kevin was hired. We've made no bones about it. When Coach Phillips stepped away, Coach Lippy, we wanted him to have the job. Now, here's the greatest thing, one of the best ones ever about the middle school. They didn't hire Coach Lippy. Think about that. Okay?
Yeah.
I never was involved in any way, shape, form, or fashion. Never got asked one time about who was going to be a county basketball coach. Never.
Yeah.
Not one time did they say, hey, what about this or that? That's something that I think the high school coaches need to be involved in. Danny's got enough. We just named a couple, JT, Isaiah. There's some people that could help some middle school and county teams if they're allowed to do that.
Yep.
I think too many times that's not even asked, and I think that's a great point that she makes there.
I mean, there's. Let's just use it. Let's just use this scenario. Do you think that if Rick Barnes decided to step down from Tennessee today, that Tennessee's just going to wait to see who applies?
No.
Or do you think they're going to be actively seeking out? They're going to be hiring search firms to find you the right candidate, stuff like that. I don't. Obviously, this isn't Tennessee basketball with a gigantic, multi-million-dollar budget. But let's just say it. There are, if you're talking about the premier basketball jobs in Warren County, there's only 2 high school jobs, one in public school and one by sex. There's boys, there's girls. So, I mean, but if you talk about it, there's 2 high school girls coaching jobs, there's 2 high school boys coaching jobs. The third most, I would say, enviable job that you would want is probably the 7th and 8th grade middle school job.
No doubt. No doubt.
You would want that to have that kind of, I mean, like when we jokingly say hot board, we would, if we had a high school job open up that was football, baseball, basketball right now, maybe not so much like track or tennis because it's really tough to even make a hot board on those. But we would have, if we had if the boys basketball job at the high school was open right now, which is not, Danny Fish, we love you. Would the Main Street Journal do a hot board?
Yes.
Would we be talking about a hot board?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. This is at the very least the third most enviable job, and you could even argue that this might be a more enviable job than the high school job at Boyd.
Yes.
I mean, like you're talking about that. When it comes to competitiveness, what level of players you're going to be, the athletes that you're going to have at your disposal, it should be treated as such.
Yes.
It should be treated as such. If you're not trying to actively find the best candidate, all you're going to do is wait to see who applies, that's not the way to do it.
Yeah.
I'm good. Y'all go ahead. I was just listening.
Yep. Well, and then Matt Cotton again, Ben Lowe. I mean,
it's on fire. That's what I've been over here doing.
This is the first time.
We know this is. Hey, county basketball is kind of like a quarry.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of responses to it.
Yeah, Matt Cotton says on the Ben Lomond Connect message board, this will never happen until Warren County pays to get the best talent for coaches. Can't always hope someone local works out. And Danny said, thanks, glad I'm not like Craig and getting fired on his day off. How you going to get fired on your day off, Craig? Come on now. Junior Petit also says you have to spend money to make money, open up that checkbook. ADs always have a top 5 list just in case. And then someone pointed out that Brent Warren is a highly qualified coach also. But, I mean, hey, man, there's a lot.
There's a lot of yes.
Hey, little piece of advice for maybe who's in the hiring process of this, just come read our live chat. I'm not going to – hey, you don't have to listen to me. Put it on mute if you want to, but just read the live chat.
Just read it.
I don't know where else to go. It's back to the original point of when we got here with this this is one of the few times you kind of got caught. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah,
we've heard usually in Warren County, if there is a coaching change about to happen,
we've heard about it.
The story's half written before it happens. Yes. This was not written. This was man.
Jeff had to.
I was on the show. I was interviewing tennis girls on the show today, sending out emails in the middle of the breaks and being like, I gotta figure out some stuff.
When I first got wind of it, I mean, I was like, what?
Yeah,
really?
That was not. Yeah,
that's why I think that something. I don't know what happened in the last 24 to 48, and it really, I don't even know if it matters. But something has had to go down during that time for this decision to be made, because Trev, I made this comment. You're not going out and putting full coverage on your automobile that you're going to lock in your garage and sell 24 hours later. That makes no sense.
Yeah, you wouldn't think so.
And they were having conversations about future plans 24 to 48 hours ago. It's just not how it works.
So basically what you're saying is you're not going to call me and say, hey, man, let's go to the lake next weekend.
And then sell the boat.
Sell the boat.
We may steal the boat, but we're not selling the boat. Okay,
that makes sense. Yeah, it was a few times where we got a little curveball.
Yeah, it was a curveball.
Yeah, because that was
I wasn't expecting it at all.
Yeah.
No. This time last year, maybe the story might have been half written.
Well, if this happens, if this happens at the end of middle school season, I'm not surprised.
No,
not that I think they deserved it or not deserve it, but I'm not surprised.
The timing.
I'm surprised midweek, first week of May, that this dropped at 7:30, 8 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, that was. It was a weird way to start the day, man.
They got hot pocketed, boys.
Hot pocket. You gotta watch it, boys. If you put them hot pockets in that microwave too long, you better get you some gloves.
Heat up quick, man. Hey, thanks everybody. This is still. I mean, we got a lot of people still out here.
It's popping.
It's still a lot of people listening here to the Warren County Sports Authority, powered by Reddit Brown Ford. We want to make sure we let them know that Jordan, the service manager at Reddit Brown Ford, and his team are making car care easy with complimentary pickup and delivery to get your car or truck serviced. Certified technicians that will do the job right. You can schedule service at redditbrownford.com, 5917 Manchester Highway, Morrison, Tennessee. Man, yeah, It was funny that we said that we've gotten here, because when we left yesterday, from the Simmons Says show, when y'all came and
said it, he said
the 50th
we don't know where
episode
we're
of Simmons Says, Sullivan's like, it's gonna be light tomorrow night, boys. We don't have a lot.
Closing in on 2 hours.
Thank you to the middle school. Didn't think I'd say that anytime soon. Not that I thought they need. I'm saying they gave us some information. They gave us some material.
Gave us something to talk about.
Yeah, material was out there.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
that's getting clipped.
Yeah, that's going to get clipped. I may get clipped from that one.
Well, I don't. Yeah. It is what it is at this point. Again, we were going to also thank Mud Bums for the Hot Wings Hot Take, and we're going to put Shay Taylor's name on that. Shay, come by the office.
Taylor.
230 West Colville Street, and get your $15 gift card to Mud Bums, man.
Go over there tomorrow.
We had some wings and pizza.
Yeah, it was
good.
Pretty good. I went over there last week for wing night.
Yeah.
Good stuff, as always.
Good stuff, man. Again, hey, y'all keep the Ben Lomond Connect message board over there popping off, because it has been.
Oh, we're not done yet.
Classic.
We're not done yet.
Yeah, we're not done. No, we got the questions.
Yeah, let's go. I got one.
You got a big one? Here we go. Well, hey, if you got a question, I got an ad read, because now the random questions are sponsored by McCorkle Landscaping.
Attaboy, Mitchell McCorkle.
Is your yard ready for a makeover? Let McCorkle Landscaping bring your outdoor vision to life. Owned and operated by Mitchell McCorkle, this local landscaping expert offers everything from nursery services and custom landscaping to retaining walls, irrigation systems, and full hardscape designs. Need grading, sod installation?
Got it.
Land clearing?
Got it.
Excavation?
Got it.
They got you covered.
Got it.
Want to refresh your space with weeding, mulching, or lawn surfacing?
They
No
do it.
problem. They even offer professional design consultations to help you plan the perfect outdoor space. Big job or small, residential or commercial, McCorkle Landscaping is your go-to team for reliable quality results. Call them today, 931-212-5174. Again, that is 931-212-5174. McCorkle Landscaping, digging deep to build your dream outdoors.
Might be my new favorite ad read.
I'm telling you,
He's
covers it all, man.
Yeah.
Mitchell's came through the Warren County basketball, so he's knows all the ins and outs. He's on the hot board.
You think he can get away from his landscaping and everything like that? Hey, Mitchell, if you do it and take the job, don't offer the landscaping to anybody. Don't offer free landscaping. Just saying.
Shay Taylor used Hot Pocket in a comment. He said, "I'll Hot Pocket my way over to see you."
Hey, you know how we used to do titles for shows?
Hot pocketing.
Yeah, would be the title of the show.
Yeah. All right. Well,
don't look that up in the Urban Dictionary, by the way. So don't look that up in the Urban Dictionary.
Yeah, there's people going to do that right now, Connor.
Connor.
Don't tell us what it is. Yeah. We don't want to know.
Trev's going to do it for us right now. What's wild is he had already looked it up in the Urban Dictionary. Connor always ahead of the game.
Hey, look at that Mitchell McCorkle out there too.
Attaboy, Mitch.
Hey, like I said, man. Hey, you want the job, do it.
Yeah.
But don't offer any parents any free landscaping to come play. That's a terrible idea.
No, don't be telling me you'll mow the yard for free. Don't be doing that.
Don't get yourself in trouble.
Yep.
Start on the right track. Yeah. Sullins, you said you got a question.
Fire. We got away from it after going into OT. We looked at that picture.
Yep.
Okay, we talked about if you look at the picture, the track looks totally separate than the football field.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah, bringing it back.
I think there's a reason for that.
Okay.
I think that they're going to build a track with their own funding.
Okay.
Then they're going to ask for county funding for a football field. Let's say you decide I don't want to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I want the track and football field to be the same. Does this county pass this?
Wow. Man.
And you may say, well, I can't believe he's bringing. You're going to have to bring it up.
Yeah, I don't know. I really don't know because
I think it's a legitimate question.
Because we've made the point. We've talked about this, and Nunley is a great example of this. We had a very strong debate about this in our offices the other day because people were like, "Yeah, of course they would." And I'm like, I don't think that you're thinking about the fact that let's say, you put this out say you do it next August.
Yes,
when there's a county commission race,
exactly.
which means you're going to have a lot of people voting, and a lot of people voting that you're going to have your highest turnout for that one. Let's put it this way: if the sports fans of the world that want this, you'd want it on a ballot that didn't have a lot of stuff because you don't want a lot of people coming out. Because I think if you end up with 6,000-7,000 people ended up voting on this in the county, I think it'd be hard pressed to pass. Yeah. I just think because I think that when you put. Let's be honest. Anytime you put a dollar amount on anything in this county, it's really hard to pass.
Yes. I'm going to say this. You said if it's brought up next August. I don't think there's any way that they would allow this to happen next August for what you just said.
You don't want. Yeah, I'm saying
you don't want that many people. You don't want that referendum.
Hot pocket that bad boy.
Yeah, you got to you got to put that bad boy out of the microwave and throw it about 2 years down the road. You know what I mean? So you're exactly right. I mean, if you just do not want that kind of turnout when it comes to that, and there's going to be a lot of opinions expressed, and social media is going to light up day after day after day. It's Quarry 2.0 in my opinion.
Yeah,
read that comment on the Ben Lomond Cadet message board, and then say who it's from. Read the comment first, and then say who it's from.
Mine's behind. I don't know what.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll read it.
Yeah.
I do not think that will pass. Casey Owens.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I didn't.
That's a name. Let's be honest.
Hey, first of all, Casey, thank you for listening.
Yeah.
We forget that Christy Ross said it was must-see radio.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? Casey Owens, hey, we got people listening to us, and I got people out there that are saying, why are y'all putting these topics out? These people want these topics put out.
100%.
It's a whole lot easier for us to put it out and talk about it, and they kind of get to see what the emotions are when it comes to this. Thank you, Casey, for listening. I'm telling you, I change my mind on it every day. Of course, I want it. Mm-hmm. I'm going to vote for it.
Yep.
But I can see a lot of people right now in this community saying, no, I'm not. We're not doing that again.
I can't verify this because it ended up because I didn't get to stay the entire time. But I guarantee you this was if the stadium aspect or funding aspect was brought up in a workshop last night.
Yep.
But it was, we'll let everybody know the school board had a workshop last night, which is open to the public.
Yep.
And I stopped.
How many people were there?
One.
Who?
Me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One?
And yeah, I was the only me and every school board member.
Yeah,
that was there. I mean,
was it in that new building?
Yeah, it was sweet. Too,
I told you. Is it not?
It is awesome.
It is. I told you.
I didn't know where I was. I didn't know where I was going. I was on the other side of there, but then I was there, and then I really felt bad because they had like a food tray out and everything. And I was like,
"You went over and ate?"
No, I didn't. I didn't.
He got a to-go box.
But I was kind of sitting there thinking, I was like, "Could I? You think that anybody would care?"
Simmons bypassed on the hot pot.
He had DoorDash on the way to the house. No. He's trying to beat the driver.
But I would say that if this topic got brought up last night, they're having the same conversation in that room that we're having on the air, which is if we're going to do this, we have to find a good sales pitch for this. Because if we don't, it's DOA. We've had a lot of three-letter abbreviations, but I'm telling you right now.
Okay, and when you say DOA,
yeah,
I want you to think about what you're saying. Mm-hmm. You're saying DOA, and it won't be brought up again in some aspects because your community's saying, don't ask.
Yep, don't ask
ask again. We're telling you right now, I don't care how you sugarcoat it. I don't care what bells and whistles. I don't care what options you put on the Ford F-150.
King Ranch that bad boy.
King Ranch that bad boy. You make it sound like, and he has no idea. He has no idea what the King Ranch is. But we're not buying. We're not selling. You cannot sell that to us. And I think it'll have to be on a referendum before it's all said and done.
Yeah,
I really do.
And the
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I know there's gonna, and Kevin Hobbs in the Ben Lomond Connect message board says it right now. I would be okay with the wheel tax to double if it would go for the sports complex for the high school. There's going to be people like
Absolutely. Kevin, I totally agree with you.
And there's going to be people that say, you raise my tax by 1 cent for that sports complex, and I'm voting you out.
Here's what you're going to have people say, and we see it every time things like this come up. Tell me if I'm wrong. They lied to us back when they first voted the wheel tax in. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but you get that response.
Yep.
They're just lying to us.
Yep.
You got to overcome that.
I got okey doke the first time.
Yes.
Shame on me.
You're not going to rope a dope me again.
Yeah. Not second time. Won't get fooled again. So, I mean, I'm telling you, man, like, I think there's a lot. I'll pay for the football and the track stadium. I'd rather pay for that than some other stuff that we have to pay for.
You're disagree.
Not wrong. You're not wrong. I'm just saying that I think this is you're going to have to package this. You're going to have to put a really pretty bow on it. You're going to have a lot of people. You need a good spokesman. Successful former athletes would help. I don't disagree. It's going to take more than that, a lot of that stuff. I mean, I just think there's going to be a lot of different things that you're going to have to put out there for the people to be successful on that. I'm for it. No, don't get me wrong. I'm for it. But
yes.
But I'm logical enough to know that there's going to be somebody else that says, hey, if y'all got $25 million or y'all asking us for $25 million, build us a new middle school, build us a new high school, build us this, build us that. What are we doing with it? Yeah. Why are we raising money for that? The whatabouts are going to come out flying the moment you put that number out.
I agree. I was reading the comment you said about successful athletes, and so what would they define as successful athletes? Because I feel like there are a lot of former athletes that are very successful. I'd like to think I'm doing okay. I know that. I got that. But I'm just saying there's a lot of people that would be for this that are successful former athletes. So I know what they meant. Yeah. But I think
that's a good point, because you're going to you've got to sell it based on former athletes that didn't have these opportunities. That's kind of, Reese made that comment. If you do this, does that mean you're more successful? That'll be one avenue that'll be brought up. Another avenue is going to be an old school mentality that says, I'm not building it. We got one right now that's worked great. Nunley's a hollowed ground. We're not moving away from that. You're going to have to overcome that. You're going to have them, like you said, you're not raising my taxes 1 red cent.
For anything. Don't care.
You got enough money?
Figure it out.
You have to have enough money. You got $25 million in account. My bad. 23 to 24. Didn't ever want to overstate it. They get you in trouble.
I was going to say, man, did the Dow go up in the last week or something? They would do some good investing.
You're going to have this aspect. Hey, y'all, you want more of my money, but you took money and applied it to a county or a city project. I've got some ways that you can pay for it.
Yeah. Well, when you're saying that, Trev, are you stressing the part when you keep saying the successful former athletes is in the sense of successful former athletes and the fact that they went and had athletic success? But I think you're more saying like people that became successful.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who just happened to be former athletes as well. I mean, you're talking about like for example, a guy you work for, Adam Wood.
Yeah.
Who's a successful person, who is a former athlete that's going to say, yeah, this community needs. I mean, you're going to need those voices. The people that say, hey, the things that you learn on those fields, the things that you learn from playing for these teams and all the stuff that they go on will help make me be the person that I am now.
Shay Taylor made a comment earlier that I think it would be a huge selling point. You're going to invest in that, or you'll invest in jail you'll invest in the bad problems.
Yep.
Do you want to invest in youth early, or have to invest in some things that later in life because you didn't invest in it early? That's something that that's why it's going to be a topic that's going to be hot. It's as hot pocket as it can get. That bad boy be in the microwave for 5 minutes, it'll explode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You'll have room to microwave.
Shay Taylor said that the school should buy some scratchers and try to double the 23 to 24 million.
Hey, Bet it on red.
I got one. Hey, here's going to be my hot take. Okay, land values have skyrocketed. Correct.
Yeah.
You got West Elementary needs a gym, right? You need a gym, right? West Elementary needs a gym.
West Elementary's gym
in my
needs
opinion,
to be upgraded.
West Elementary, in my personal opinion, is a school that needs to be upgraded.
Yes.
I'd bulldoze it tomorrow and sell the land.
Yeah. The value's there.
Just start again.
Location.
Start over.
Fair. That'd be so, because now I think you got to look at land values based on how it benefits your school system. And if you're setting on I don't want to say the land purchase price, but you're setting on a hefty piece of property that may be ROI.
ROI, yeah.
Could be a large ROI.
That could be better served for your system.
Yes.
To sell it and start anew in a different location.
Yes.
And then
hot pocket that bad boy.
And look, not to go back. We talked
That's just
about
my opinion.
our top 5 thing where we said it and we put West Gym in there and it didn't make any of our top 3s.
No.
There's a reason why the top 3s is one, because I think you and I or we've all kind of already had that thought was, hey, if you're going to start investing in West, take it down, build it somewhere else.
Yes.
And invest in just a nicer school and gym while you're at it. And if you're not going to do that at all, then then the problem that you have with investing a lot on West, give me a number. Give me a number for a gym.
2 million.
2 million?
3
Let's say
million.
1 million. Excuse me. How much? There's a pretty nice gym.
Yes, right
by West that's about, I don't know, about 1,000 feet. I don't know.
I think it cost about 10.
It cost about $10 million.
Yeah, the whole facility.
And I bet you could rent. I bet you could spend. You could spend $50,000 a year renting it, and you could do that for 20 years before it hit $1 million.
Yes. And I bet they would take your money.
And for $2 million, you could do it for 40 years.
Yes.
So I'm like if I was West on that, I'd be like, hey, go do that. Yeah. Oh, Chris Rippey and the Ben Lomond,
we're that. Hey, Ben
approved the project, but make Hickory
fire.
Creek a 9th grade academy and build a new elementary.
One thing I don't disagree with what Chris is saying. If you do make it a 9th grade academy, one thing that I want all our viewers, listeners, everybody to know, and I don't think we got it out enough last week because I was asked about it. I point blank asked this question, and you gave the right response. 100%.
Yep.
If you're building a 9th grade academy and you think that's going to take your enrollment numbers down to where you're not playing 6A and 4A athletics, that is not correct. Unless none, and when I mean zero of those athletes in the 9th grade play varsity athletics. When you may say
anything,
it's not that they can't play; they can't even be on a roster
in anything.
in any sport. So if you've got Miss Woodley, who is now going to the state, she's going to the state as far as TSSAA track athlete.
Yep.
If she was your only freshman athlete, every freshman counts towards your enrollment. That's how we got away with it back when I went to school. The 9th grade was totally separate, and we didn't count on when it came to enrollment numbers.
Yeah. Well, that idea, I think even that idea has a little bit of legs that we've heard because that's not the first time I've heard that.
No.
Change Hickory Creek.
Yep.
To a 9th grade academy, build a new and they were also talking about, hey, you offload the West property.
The West property, get rid of
use
the
that
West
money.
property.
Use that money.
Yep.
Turn the Hickory Creek into a 9th grade,
West
and then all of a
together.
sudden Hickory Creek and West becomes a larger K through 5.
Yes.
I think that's
got some legs.
I think that's something that if you start seeing, if people start saying like, hey, again, I don't want to say that we mythically just magically pull stuff out of the air and then it happens, but there's some stuff there's some stuff that has happened in the last year, 2 years, or however long we've been doing this podcast that people are like, Hey, that's happening. I know I've heard some.
Yeah,
I've heard
who was talking
who was
about
talking about
Where'd
that?
that come from?
Sports Authority.
That's what we do.
Powered by Reddit Brown Ford.
Power stroke power.
Some people do
You
birthdays.
know what a King Ranch is? I just. Do you have any chance? Any guess?
It's a cab, right?
No. Tell him, Trey.
Don't do
Jeff,
that to
I
me
just
while we're.
texted you the answer.
Don't do me like that on the Reddit while we're.
It's a trim.
It's
like
an option package.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I just had to.
No, dude. When y'all were talking about it earlier, I just completely dozed off and looked at something.
That's
else.
my question. Where we going to next?
I'll go. Mine has nothing to do with anything that we talked about.
Very good.
Yeah, I mean, hey, it's random.
Yeah.
You can pick 5. 5 drinks that come out of your fingers at all times. What are your 5?
Trail. You and Connor should do this off.
Specifically fingers, Trev. But it's gonna get awkward real quick.
Hey, man.
Do you have a combo one so that you can mix it?
No, but that's a good idea.
Like the pinky's one thing and the thumb's another one. And I mix them. It's a really good drink.
For all our listeners,
I'm not answering.
Hey, for all our listeners, this is what we used to do in the basement a lot. You know what I mean?
Why the pinky and the thumb, Jeff?
Don't give it. I don't. Stop. Man. Just stop.
Hey, man.
You couldn't just say what's your 5 favorite drinks.
All right, fire. Go.
No, there's no way to answer it without people thinking, well, I wonder if that's his ring finger drink or is that his pinky?
No, that don't matter.
Connor,
I was listening to a podcast and they snake drafted it. There's
snake.
We don't have to do all that. I was just curious if y'all wanted to go there, but no, it's fine.
No, okay. Sundrop.
Okay,
no Sundrop. Gold Peak Sweet Tea.
I knew.
You know he's going with that. A good Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
Sweet tea and lemonade.
Yeah.
So do you want sweet tea and lemonade, or do you just want it to be?
No,
an Arnold?
no,
you
no,
already
no,
mixed
yeah,
it.
don't.
We're going. Listen, we're going with Sundrop.
Okay.
Gold Peak Sweet Tea.
Okay.
Arnold Palmer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
A good vanilla milkshake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. See, I got you on that one. A good vanilla milkshake. and let's see the. I can't.
It's OT, man.
I can't. Nah.
All right.
Okay. That's 4. I'll come back to my 5th one. What you got?
All right. 1,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go sweet tea.
Yep.
2, it's OT. I'm gonna go Busch Light. I'm taking it.
Okay.
3, I'm gonna go water. It's always good to have water on hand.
Okay.
On your hand.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. I hadn't thought about that one. I'll go chocolate milkshake.
Okay.
What will my last one be? I don't know.
So we got 4.
Yeah.
Stuck on 4. What you got, John?
You had this question and didn't even
and
have
know the
5
answers.
Yeah, I talked about this the other day with somebody, and I forget the 5 that I gave.
What you got?
I need 2 Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, man.
That's it?
How many times have you seen me when I wasn't
Sundrop.
drinking
I'll
Diet
take
Coke
Sundrop.
or Diet Pepsi?
Okay.
I mean, legitimately, how many times? I mean, water's not even on the. It wouldn't even be in the top 20.
It doesn't look like you'd say water.
Hey, Connor, I got to hear yours.
Connor, could I at least get a top 3?
Well, Kevin Hobbs already said one of them.
Oh, really? Is that one of yours?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna have some Wild Turkey 101 on there.
Attaboy.
Hey, you know what though, Jim Carden? I will say that the Mountain Cove water.
Mountain Cove water.
Exactly. That's number 5.
Yeah.
Mountain Cove water. Attaboy,
Danny
Jim.
Fish says Trev looks like Natty Ice and American Spirits.
Come on.
Yeah. I agree with that.
My dad just said he's like, you have to understand, there's OT and then there's like dark web.
Yeah.
He's like, y'all are skirting the line.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
So yeah, we got Wild Turkey 101.
Okay.
We got just plain old hot black coffee.
Ooh.
Ew.
Then Irish whiskey.
Okay.
And then Scotch.
Gracious.
And then I'm going to go with Trev on the Busch Light.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Hey, do yourself a favor and get you an AA bracelet or something.
Hey, I mean, if it's unlimited and tap, like.
Unlimited. That's right. It's just unlimited, right?
I mean,
He got his own keg.
Any point, he's just.
Okay.
Fill it up.
Jeff, let's get to your question.
My budget goes way down.
For real.
Yeah, like I said, man, Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi, and that'd probably be pretty good. I can't even think of the last thing that I drank that wasn't Diet Coke or Diet Pepsi.
That's crazy.
Go ahead. What's your question?
I thought about this yesterday when we were signing off, and you made a statement about, we will never be able to beat those numbers. And I looked at the numbers and I said, yeah. What makes us more effective in the afternoon than the morning?
That's a good question.
They have classes for that, Connor.
Yeah, this is what happens when you work morning shift and night shift at a radio station.
Yeah.
When you say more effective, I think yesterday, I don't think people really understood what we would be doing yesterday, in my opinion. What the thing that makes us more effective in the afternoon is people know just Wednesday at 5, tune in.
That's appointment radio.
It's appointment radio. Christy Ross has said it. And until you become appointment radio, you're going to struggle. And we are that.
Yeah, I mean, because I feel like if we started going on in the mornings, after a while, we'd be appointment radio in the morning.
You saw those numbers that I brought in with Raven. I mean, you saw the hour. It went boom. It is what it is.
Hit the 8 o'clock mark, and
it just people like listening to because we have a big time with this.
Yeah,
we have a great time with it.
I agree.
Tell me what your opinion is.
I think Trev hit it. The appointment radio.
Yeah.
That there are people
Wednesday at 5
that
p.m.
they're very, very aware.
Yep.
Keenly aware. Wednesday at 5 p.m. I'm going to find a way to find where WBMC is, or I'm going to get the app, or I'm going to get on Facebook, or I'll get on YouTube. I know that's going on there. Yeah. As much as we tried to promote it, there still wasn't hey, the Sports Authority is going to be on at 9 a.m. on there. Now, I mean, now there are people that I would say I had a text message from Dawn Wanamaker today where she was texting me and kind of hyping me up, saying, hey, y'all become a part of my day every single day, and she really wants to meet Connor. She's like, he's the dry humor of Connor. But I think that the until you, like you just said, everybody can count on Wednesday at 5 o'clock. Yeah. We're going to sit there. And I don't know. I mean, there's a certain part of our job or our show that I think that people just understand that it's like, hey, we're just going to sit down and have. I'm in that conversation even if I'm not sitting there.
One thing that I like about it is we talked about this back when we go back a lot. We talked about this last year. Like if we get this on the air, people would.
Yeah,
I think we thought, hey, it would happen. I don't think we thought it would take off. No. That's why I want to see this. I want to see us go out and do a remote. Say, hey, Wednesday at 5.
Yeah.
Next week we're going to be, or not. No, we're not.
No,
but
we're not.
Let's just say in 2 months
that we know of.
Yeah, in 2 months. Hey, we've got a remote on a Wednesday afternoon at Mud Bums or one of our sponsors.
Yeah.
Come on out.
Yeah.
Listen, we're going to let you be part of the show. I think it'd be interesting to see how that's going to work.
Fan Q&A.
Yes.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Have Connor out there. Let him go out there. Hey, as he's drinking out of his fingers, we probably need to do that early in the show. You know what I'm saying? Connor maybe get a little sideways on us.
Once he took about 3 slugs of the wild turkey finger, where'd Connor go?
And Chad said he's all in. Make this happen.
Oh, making that makes wild turkey come out of your finger?
He works at a pharmacy. He knows something about it.
Hey, I tell you what, if you can get that wild turkey out of a finger, I'm all in. I'll invest in that bad boy. That thing's got legs too, Trev.
It does.
Gracious, man. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we are going to wrap it up here on the Warren County Sports Authority, powered by Reddick Brown Ford.
Power stroke power.
Power stroke power.
Vroom. Go. Guys, appreciate y'all. We'll be back. Hey, you already know what time we're going to be back. Next Wednesday, 5 o'clock here on WBMC.